A wonderfully warm welcome to you all. We couldn't be more thrilled to have you join us here for Match of the Round at Don Small Oval. It is the Don, and the Don is good. There's no doubt about that. The home ground of the mighty Wyong Lakes Magpies, who are featuring in Black Diamond Cup for the first time in a number of years. It's their big return, and they are coming off a monumental win last week. They take on the rising Warners Bay Bulldogs, who are travelling from Lake Macquarie region to try and get their year back on track after a loss last week. Wyong Lakes Magpies have a 1-5 track record, their first cup win in a number of years last week. Warners Bay Bulldogs with a 3-3, possibly a little behind where they would have liked to have been at the moment. I'm Corey Hopper, and I'm joined with Ash Borg. Go through the tail of the tape, Ash.
Mate, before I do that, I just want to marvel at Tom Gardner's biceps in that photo. My
That's
goodness.
a football, Ash.
Oh, yeah. Oh, must have been. So, yeah, 3-3 versus 1-5. I think Warners Bay they'd be relatively satisfied where they are. They've taken on the big guns this year and fallen short a couple of times. 4th versus 9th. Wyong break a 2,150-day losing streak in terms of winning at cup level. It took them that long to get there. They've been down in plate for a very long time, and 2,150 days later, they got their first win this time last week against Cardiff. They're looking at going 2 in a row.
Not a bad scalp to get first up to, Ash, and I
Pretty good
believe it's the first time all three senior sides have had a win together in as many seasons, I believe. It's an amazing event and happened in a great lead up to what is going to be an eventful weekend for them this weekend with their 50th anniversary. So a big day for the Wyong Lakes Magpies today.
Massive day for the Wyong Lakes, and it's a massive day for these clubs too in the Black Diamond Cup. The entrance, Baddo Bay take on City. You'd expect City to win. Terrigal Avoca Cardiff, well, the way the form line goes there, Terrigal Avoca should have a big win today, but you never know with Cardiff and Nelson Bay versus Maitland. If Nelson Bay play the match today as they did in the first half against City, well, that one could be a cricket score also. But here at Wyong, we're expecting a pretty competitive game between two sides. Are really hungry. Warners Bay lost last week, and the Wyong Lakes side got the big win, so they'll be looking at arresting that this week. Warners Bay, they were touched up by Kalani Val, who Mark Dignam, the coach, Corey, said were the best team in the competition.
Yeah, I reckon we need to have a spotlight on the Kalani Vale Bombers for the rest of the year. It looks like they've finally got their role on. Their players are starting to gel. A lot of new players coming in there. They've got a very strong side. Mark Sheether, a former AFL-listed player with the Sydney Swans, back in his home club, is a big boost for them. You definitely need to watch them. Ash, just quickly, in the grand scheme of things, very important game today for the Warners Bay Bulldogs and for Nelson Bay up against Maitland. Danger games for them because they're not going to be walk-homes in terms of getting a victory, but could be impactful in the grand scheme of it, in that at this stage it looks like they're the sides that will be fighting for possibly the 4th spot, potentially, as we head towards the finals.
Yeah, Warners Bay need this today. Absolutely need it to keep in. They need to keep touch. Yeah. A loss today could potentially be very problematic. They still got about 9 or 10 rounds to go, but
there is a lot to go. But I think it's going to come down to who makes that 4th spot in the finals. And it's going to be either Warners Bay or it's going to be Nelson Bay Marlins. It's between those two for my mind. So they can't afford a loss. It's
a danger game. Wyong Lakes are up and about. That first win last week. I know what it's like as a senior coach to get your first win up again when you're coaching an emerging side. I've done it with Baddo Bay, and I've also done it with the Gosford Football Club. It's exciting times, and it does often lead to a run on. So the Wyong Lakes will be dangerous today for Warners Bay. Home ground, 50th anniversary. They will be a task for Warners Bay.
Yeah, the special jumpers today for the Magpies. They've got the old Black Diamond AFL logo on the left-hand side. 50-year logo. It's actually their 51st year of operation.
And collars, Ash. Let's mention the collars.
And the collars too.
The old classic Collingwood collar for the Magpies.
So the first bounce or the first toss in the air, that was Fry that got the first win. Doyle sets sail. That's a marvellous kick forward. What a start for the Pies. Big grab. Pretty sure that's Coop Folks. Well, this guy has done it all for this club, and wouldn't it be fitting if on the 50th anniversary, the day they choose to celebrate the club, that the man that currently has the reins of the club on the heart of his sleeve, kick the first goal of the match. Listen to the crowd if he kicks it. Well, it was a bit more subdued than what I thought, but gee, they're happy that he's got the first. Chris Coop, folks, has the first goal of the match, and that is an early warning sign.
I tell you what, starting much the same way that the women's side started beforehand, 2 kicks resulting in the first goal for the home side. That is an epic start to the game, and something they will be absolutely thrilled a bit with. Within 30 seconds, the Wyong Lakes have got their first goal in what is an important day for the club. That is something they'll want to be watching. So we wait for the ball to return to the middle. Chris Coop, folks, yeah, you said it, Ash. He is a heart and soul journeyman here at the Magpies.
He's had a good off-season too. He is in very good shape.
Well, I tell you what, there's not much that's mentioned about the Wyong Lakes Magpies where a Coop, folks, isn't mentioned along with it somewhere along the line. They've been around forever. They're heart and soul lifeblood of the club. Back in the middle now. Ball up. No one gets any real advantage with that particular ruck knock, but they've got the clearance again. Looks like the Magpies. Scramble, hand pass out, tackle hard just as the ball was, and the response now by the Bulldogs. They've got their kick to their half-forward line, repelled by the Lakes players. Up high, Thomas takes a mark for the Warners Bay Bulldogs. He's on the wing, takes off, wheels around, long right boot, inside their forward 50. They're scrambling towards it. There's a hand pass inboard. It's with Roach. He hand passes out again. It's in the hands of Munns. He's got an option further afield, but Doyle cuts it off by the Magpies. Some great work and stems the flow. Kick towards the wing. Almost to pick up on the first bounce. Hawes bundles to the front position. He gets it. Turns right, turns left, then gets his kick away, and it's effective. And he's found his target. To slow it down a little bit now, the Bulldogs, they're away. Rushed hand pass, probably didn't need to play on quite as quickly as what they did. But they've got it now. Hawes taken high in that marking contest. Ball's on the wing now. Hawes keeps it low. Great kick. He finds his target without too much trouble whatsoever. Tom Gardner, the captain, he's got it now. Looking for an option inboard. Keeps it low. The bounce affects the kick in the end and is picked up by Dowling. He kicks it wide to the wing. Magpies, but it's chopped off there, and they're going to send it straight back in, the Bulldogs. Hot hand pass, too hot for the player to keep hold of. Hand pass out wide now, and the Magpies struggling to try and get it out of that defensive area. There's a scramble, and we'll have a stoppage now, Ash. Great start to the game. Bulldogs managed to settle a little bit there, and the task being with the Magpies to get out of that defensive line.
Yeah, it's a real hot start here, is in the ruck. Dowling taps it down. That was in front of Bevis. They move it forward inside 50. Almost taken the grab. Good roving there by the birthday boys and Hawes, who left it behind. Kicked out towards the boundary line. The chase on. Right here along the bench. Both teams working hard, and that one's over the boundary line. And it will be a lasso free kick to the Pies. And Wyong Lakes will get this one out of trouble. So they'll work this one down the line. Bit right near the benches here. So when they all stand up, it's a little bit tough. That was a big collision there. Carter Jones went hard. Thomas centralises, turns over to Kai McIntosh Walsh, and I was just about to say he's dangerous with ball in hand, and he turns it over to Will Day, who goes short, finds the target, does nicely there in the agency of Jackson Kendall, the youngster who kicked a bag a few weeks ago, and then he centralised it wonderfully well to Smith, who's about 40 metres out from goal, and he's going to go back and take a set shot. There was a nice bit of movement there from the Dogs as they work the changes.
They thought that one through well, didn't they, Ash?
They certainly did, and I think that's the hallmark of this 2026 Dogs team. They're not blazing away as they have been in previous years, as Smith pulls that one to the left-hand side.
Yes, so Smith with the minor score there as the Bulldogs start to settle a little bit. A lot of fresh faces in this lineup for us, which we are very excited about. We'd love to see the fresh talent coming through these senior sides. Very exciting. So some opportunities there for some new faces in the Bulldogs lineup as the Magpies bring the ball in, run the distance and long kick towards the wing. They've done very well. Doyle picks it up with much depth. Gets the ball back, receives it on a hand pass. A succession of hand passes now, and the Magpies are going in deep into their forward line. They're inside the forward 50 now. They've picked it up on the half volley. Got hold of it now. Toss, hand passes backwards to go forwards. But the player there is wrapped up very quickly as soon as he picks it up on the half volley. So we're at the forward 50 line for the Magpies here at the Don. Beautiful day for football, sun shining, few clouds scattered, but with no chance of rain. It's been the hallmark of football so far this year. Tap inside now, defensive work for the Warners Bay Bulldogs. A little under pressure, but they shrugged that off pretty quickly with a kick out towards the wing. Foot race between two players there. Wyong Lakes win out, move inside, and that kick is superb. Yes, they found each other on that occasion, the Wyong Lakes Magpies. They look well, they look settled. That's Ranger, he's off and racing. He kicks it long into his forward line. Great kick. There's been a whistle as the ball bundles up. It looked like it went through for a goal, but there's been a whistle beforehand.
Be a downfield free kick.
Downfield free kick.
I reckon our man Coop Folks is closest to the ball as well.
Well, they've done very, very well there. That is great work. Ranger did that so well. The kick coming out to him was just superb. I think that was Naidu, I believe it was Naidu, yeah. And he did very well there. Nay did very well, didn't he? So taking their chances, the Wyong Lakes Magpies, and lining up for number 2 in the first quarter. Great work. Chris Coop Folks kicked one already. You would think he's a shoo-in from this distance. And no movement by the goal umpire. That's number 2 for Chris Coop Folks. He started on fire and dangerously in the forward line for the Wyong Lakes Magpies. They look great. Certainly living up to the 50th anniversary special for themselves here at the Don today. And Warners Bay with a little bit to answer to, Ash.
Well, it was last week. What was described to me here at the ground today was a domination by Wyong in the midfield against Cardiff last week, and that seems to be what's happening at the moment.
They
Wyong
look superb.
Winning the midfield battle. They're winning the duel when it's on the deck, and they're winning the contest, and that's what's happening right now as they head back to the middle. Beavis and Dowling. Beavis out leaped. Nice little row. Gardner sent it inside 50. That is a push out. Play on said the ump. Might have said he'd used the body well. Overrunning the football. Opportunity here, Troutman. He could have gone on with it there, Malachi Troutman, but Tom Gardner's going to get the free for holding. Quality football, Tom Gardner. Gets it out to the birthday boy. Hawes on his 21st birthday. There's a birthday present for Riley. And Warners Bay hit back. 2 goals, 113 to 117.
Yeah, neatly done. He's a dangerous player. Hawes just rising week in, week out. The Mustang, we like to call him. Just a wild stampeding rogue horse is Riley. And 21 today. Looking to have something to celebrate. And has a little contribution to that with that goal. Little changeover for the ruckman for the Wyong Lakes Magpies. They've been doing very well in the middle there. As they structure up. Lachlan Ranger in the middle there. Younger brother of Cal Ranger, the star for the Kalani Vale Bombers, but a star in his own right here at Wyong Lakes. And an absolute gem in the middle for the Magpies. As the scramble goes to restart play, Doyle gets hold of it. He's been everywhere at the moment. Wheels around on his right, checks it into towards their goal line. Magpies with an opportunity to send it forward. The Bay Warners style is under pressure. They move out quickly. Good hand pass there. I think that was Cooper Daniel, but he was collected. And that'll be a free kick to the Magpies. They're relentless in their forward line with that pressure. That's fantastic work. So the kick going in, and it's well placed. Coop Folks almost gets hold of that one. The Bulldogs are able to send some cavalry in and resuscitate themselves and get a little out of danger. But a great chop off there. That was Kai McIntosh Walsh, the captain, doing what good captains do. Ending the flurry from the Warners Bay Bulldogs. He bullets one in to Doyle, who hand passes back to Mac Walsh. He wheels around on his left boot. Can't quite get at the distance to the goals, but they're under pressure, the Warners Bay Bulldogs. Their defence is under pressure. Cerniascus tries to relieve it with a kick, but it's only as far as... Now, I'll try and pronounce Vegas. Let's just say Vegas has got it. Vegas, when in Vegas, kick towards the forward line and do that. And he's kicked it to a likely suspect in Braden Toss, who you would think won't have any problem with the distance here. He's a long-time star here at Wyong Lakes and finally playing where he should be in the top-tier division of football. And that was a great kick by Vegas. Well, we'll get some clarification on how to pronounce that surname, my friend. But that was great work and a great decision to use the ball. Toss. Now, he'll kick it from right on the 50. Should be able to make the distance. We'll need to pull it back a little more than that, but it's gone through for a behind. Their second one for the day, 2-2-14.
I think it's a mark.
He has paid the mark.
Was it a mark, was it? Oh, sorry about that. The people standing at the tent blocking my view. The check side is brilliant. The goal is effective, and that's Jones who's kicked that. And an absolute ripper, as all good spearheads should. He put that on the side of the boot, and it wheeled around. That was a momentous curve.
So here's the effort from Jones.
More curve than the COVID graph.
We put that around the corner very nicely.
You can't beat that one.
So, just been asked for a review of the Magpie roll. I'll tell you what, the Nelson Bay Dimmies, you've been dislodged.
Can I just say, cheerio
marvellous
to Sophie and Charlotte. So a couple of Wyong juniors running the canteen on their own just made me the perfect Magpie roll.
Aren't they good in there?
Aren't they doing well, those
Well done,
girls.
girls. Brilliant work.
So back to the middle they go. Kenna Maloney against the 17 of Cerniauskas in a rup, and they take it away again here, the Pies. They're inspired. They're just trying to work hard. Coopface with a tackle. Going through at the rate of knots, back on the inside. Looking to Keaton Jones, who couldn't get it. Warner's Bay under the pump. That was Brady McDonald that copped a beautiful tackle. And that's how you do it. Repeat stoppages. Keaton Jones with the pressure. So they're about 40 metres out from goal. Tap down. Looking to get through there. It was Tom Riley. They cleared away the danger. Nice little run and gun. Taking the bounce and trying to hit the target. And that's lovely stuff again there from the Wyong defence, especially from Callum Fryer.
Geez, he looks strong when he's doing that out of defence for the Bulldogs, Thomas, doesn't he?
Now, I'm just trying to work out why this is a free kick, because that's come off a punch. And if that's a lasso free kick, it's an incorrect interpretation unless they've changed it.
Well, if you're asking me to explain the lasso free kick, Ash, you're asking the wrong guy.
So that's Roach. Roach goes central, not the best marking. And they leave Deverill with the footy on his arm. Pretty sure this is Deverill. Corey?
Yes, it is. Dev.
So at the moment, just to explain how Corey and I are situated, we're sitting about 5 or 10 metres either side of each bench, and every time the players stand up, well, we've got to compete with height. We're a little height challenged ourselves.
We can smell the sweat, can't we, Ash?
We can pretty much smell it off both sides. As Corey Deverill looks to reduce the deficit. And I don't know if you heard that in the effect, Mike, but Shank City it was.
Missed everything.
That'd be Rowan Barsing there.
They've even identified the culprit.
Yeah, Rowan Barsing. You'll hear him. He could literally be standing at Tuggerah Shopping Centre.
I'll tell you what, if he's at the celebration dinner tonight, I'm going to have a hard night hosting just quietly. So bring it to the side, and it's taken there by Munns, who's very dangerous with the footy. Pretty good centralising kick. Didn't hit Pavlu. Pavlu recovers, goes over the top, looking for Smith. Backdoor hand pass across. Centralising kick. And a juggling mark taken. Was it there by Downing? He's going to be paid. And I reckon he's taken the grab. Downing. Oh, it's a good decision in the end from the ump. So he's just going to take this opportunity to steady himself. They're in front by 11 here, Wyong. It could be reduced back down to 5. If Jack Downing can kick this goal. He's about 15 metres out on the angle. Lake side of the ground. Andy Baldwin says no. Sapped herself. So 1 goal to 8 to 3, 1-19. It's been a really inspiring start from Wyong Lakes, fellas, with 15 minutes gone in the first term.
It certainly has. Very inspired game, and living up to the danger game for the Warners Bay Bulldogs. They will be at their best, the Magpies, today. That kick going long, chopped off in the middle by the Bulldogs, and they're going to send it back forward. Although not convincingly, the ball's bouncing off hands of players at the moment. A whistle's been found, and it's going to be a ball up as the players muster around this stoppage right on the forward 50 line for the Bulldogs. And an infringement found going the way of the Bulldogs. It looked like it might have been a high contact signal, so I'm not too sure who it was. It looked like it was in the ruck. And the kick now being taken by Beavis. He kicks wide, front spot by the Magpies, makes it not easy for the Bulldogs. Another whistle, what's this for?
It was for a scoop there, Corey.
Scoop, so it's going against the Lakes, and probably a little unlucky in the grand scheme of it all. The kick will be taken by Hawes, who'll be dangerous from this area. He's 45 out, and an angle that he feels like he can deal with, well, relative ease, because he's going back to kick it. So long run up, a shot for goal length type run up. So for number 2, Riley Hawes, the Mustang, he looks good from this angle and feels confident. 45 degrees, makes it a little tighter for himself in the run-up, and he kicks with distance being no problem, accuracy troubling him somewhat. So just the minor score on this occasion. They'll bring it back in. Can't quite make out who's making that kick for Magpies, but they're waiting for something to present. So they bring it back to the near side. High kick, one-on-one there. Doyle's in front, and he was handled by Deverell, so he'll get the free kick, and rightly so too. Very impressed with Doyle's game so far. He's leading by example for his Magpies. High kick to the half-forward section. Great pick up by Jones, but he's tackled early on by Cerniauskas, who was riding him very closely and does well for the Bulldogs there, Ash.
Yeah, well, Nathan Doyle's a player you've highlighted early. He won Wyong's best and fairest last year by the end of round 8. He had that many best on grounds. Very high-quality player. He's a first-grade cricketer in Sydney as well.
It's another ruck infringement,
well,
is it?
Tommy Gardner took that one, but no rucker touched
that. Oh, right, okay,
it
that's
didn't
what it
touch
was.
the ground.
So
he
Jack
Kenner
Maloney sends it deep inside 50. Contest, nice effort there. Warners Bay under the pump. They move it to the side, into the pocket. Just continuing to work this football now, Warners Bay, as they move it through Deverell. Sends it nice and high to the bench. Doyle sat underneath it, took the mark, moved on quickly. Shot it to Gray, gave the Shepherd, drove it inside 50 again. Battles on inside the 30 or 40 metre mark. That's a great tackle. Holding the footy's the call. And it's going to be a free kick to Wyong Lakes, to Carter Jones, I'm pretty sure.
I tell you what, Ash, they are very impressive in their forward line, Wyong Lakes
Wow.
Magpies. They are feverish and they are applying pressure that coaches will love to see from their forward line.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more, mate. Their pressure, once the ball hits the deck, doesn't allow Warners Bay to move it sideways. And you can see what Warners Bay want to do. They want to get it to pockets and then drive it down long. They're being forced under so much pressure. Carter Jones to look to get his second and to extend this lead to 15 early in the game. The beloved one.
No,
that is lovely. Sensational finish from Carter Jones. And the lead is 15 early, fellas. Not danger signs yet for Warners Bay, but Mark Dignam will have to get his thinking cap on.
Ash, this is impressive out of the block start by the Wyong Lakes Magpies, and they are showing a lot of composure as well as a real fierce attack on the contest that probably we weren't expecting to see from the side and their results in the first few rounds, but they seem to have settled neatly into Cup Division football and are improving at a rate of knots. They are every bit the equal measure of Warners Bay, if not in front at this stage, and let's hope that this continues for the Magpies.
Everybody I spoke to in the last week, Chop, they've backed themselves today, Wyong. Well, they're doing all right early.
I wouldn't be surprised, Ash. They're certainly playing like a side inspired and ready to roll. And now a whistle's been blown, incorrect disposal. So going the way of the Magpies again, and it's in the very dangerous hands of Nathan Doyle. He's got a player presenting, and that looks like it could go a way of Carter Jones. Again, was it a free kick?
It was.
Yes, it was a free kick. So it'll go the way of Jones, number 4. And he will have another shot for number 3. And who would have predicted this? Probably Carter, I'd say he would have. As he goes for number 3 and a very gettable shot too. So a couple of things where Warners Bay are getting a little untidy, and that's some of the free kicks that they're giving away at the moment. It's opening a door for the Magpies that they are certainly seizing that opportunity. Carter Jones from a good 40 out. He's a known kicker of the ball. There looks like there's no movement by the goal umpire. There isn't. That's another one. 5 for the day. 3 to Carter Jones, who's electric. And that extends their lead out to 22 points. An astounding start by the Wyong Lakes Magpies. Ash, I just want to say this. The size of Don Small Oval and its particular dimensions looks like, now that Wyong Lakes are up and about and competitive in Cup, looks like a genuine home ground advantage to the Wyong Lakes Magpies.
There's not many grounds like this in the league. Maybe Newcastle City, but I'd say City probably wouldn't mimic this too much.
They can get it to their forward line quickly in a scoring chance with a ground this size. So
absolutely agree. They're camped underneath it. Kubica couldn't get it. Nicely run out of pressure there from the Warners Bay side. Main tried to get it. tackle pressure from Gardner. The two representative players meet on opposite sides. He's the only player selected for Wyong, Bryce Main. Originally from the Manly Warringah Wolves. Parramatta, actually, the Goannas. Roach just ragtagged somebody then. I couldn't make out who it was. Holding the footy, says the ump. Free kick to the Dogs. It's Tom Gardner. He's worked really hard away from the footy as well as in the contest, Tom. And
well, as the captain, he has to step in. He step up, doesn't he? Because Mac Walsh is certainly doing that for the Magpies at the moment.
He's really, really putting the pressure on and trying to get his side to just come with him at the moment, because at the moment they are a little bit off the pace. As Kenna Maloney comes off the field. Gardner to the left. Andy Baldwin just runs across in game number 346 for him. And that should be 1-4-10, but the scoreboard that we're looking at near the light tower says 1-5-11. We've got 1-4-10 on ours.
Always back your own team in.
Yeah,
Ash,
we'll get that covered.
Shane's
I reckon
that.
Shane's all over it as this kick goes a very long way. That's a thumping kick in the conditions. Chasing after it there, Tahupare. Vegas. Doyle in there with him. Troutman around it. He goes to ground. Doyle stands tall. Gets past 1 and 2.
Fire.
Gets the hand pass out. Nice and long toss in the contest. Used the body well, then got smashed. That was a good effort by both sides. Doyle pounced on the footy, went to ground. Thomas stood up, went to get it out. Contest is hot here for both sides. Warners Bay emerged with the football. Great tackle pressure. That's going to be a free kick to Warners Bay, and they're going to get away with it there. I'm pretty sure this is Bevis.
Nathan Doyle is next level.
He's an absolute terrier. Contest was on. They went to the back. Bryce Main looked to Shepherd. Probably could have got it himself there as Fryer. Main emerges with the football and sends it back to where it came. Jones in the contest. Nice effort. Goes to ground. Keaton Jones around it. Carter tried to back him up. And Stacks on the mill, and we have another stoppage.
The Bulldogs look a little bit shell-shocked into second spot in these contests at the moment. Ash, they really need to sort of check themselves and start working to the front of these contests. So you're seeing the Wyong Lakes Magpies getting first bite at it when it's up in the air. So, and there's a good example of it there. Working to that front spot. Ooh. They need to be able to hold that. That could have been a free kick there and a second tackle going on. It looks like the umpire's blown a whistle and is holding the ball. That was play was going on that whole time. While players were remonstrating each other, the play was still on. So, free kick being found, and it looks like down the field it's going to go.
Yeah.
There's a bit going on over the other side there. The umpires are paying attention. In the meantime, the Bulldogs kick towards goal, but they've got no one there at home, and Wyong Lakes was switched on. So the ball now in the hands of Braden Evans. He's got someone on the wing here. It's Walsh. It's a Ranger. So Lachlan Ranger arches the back, but he's caught there right at the last minute, wheeled and reeled in. And as a result, there'll be a stoppage. Fergus Lamond just grabbed hold of Ranger and got hold of him with one hand with a gecko-like grip, and which was probably a day-saving event. Hand pass over the top now. The ball's in the hands of Troutman. Handball's inboard. The ball's in dispute now. Toe poke from Dowling. And it only goes as far as Thomas. And Thomas, steady hands, good feet. He finds a target further field. The Bulldogs are now racing in for goal. It's going to go very close. That was a beautiful effort there by Hunter Thomas. But it's gone through for a minor score in the end. And almost a quick rebound that went in the favour of the Bulldogs. Geez, it would have been a timely goal for them. They need one, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. With half a minute to go in the first. The lead's 19 as we have it. We've 20 points as we have it. 19 on the live scoreboard at the ground. Brought back into play. Late goal will be pretty damaging for the Wyong Lakes club, given the way they played. But Doyle's just sat underneath that and he said, just calm it down, boys. We're going to go in a quarter time with a lead that we expect, but not many else do. Nicely done, Carter Jones, as the siren goes here for quarter time. Don't adjust your set because Wyong Lakes have come here to start their celebrations early. They lead it by 20 points at quarter time. 3 goals to Carter Jones and 2 to Chris Coop, folks. Sees Wyong Lakes 5-1-31 to Warners Bay 1-5-11. Corey And Shane summed this up. That was marvellous from the Pies.
Incredibly entertaining first quarter. That indeed was the case. Warners Bay look a little shell-shocked. I don't think they were expecting the Magpies to come out of the blocks quite like that. They need to adjust to it because I think the Magpies have brought this intensity, this passion and this desire for the day. It's not going to be a one-quarter event. So a bit of work to do by the Warners Bay Bulldogs. They will step up next quarter, no doubt, though.
Have they got 3 more quarters in them? We'll find out in about 10 minutes' time.
Welcome back to Don Small Oval and a riveting game of football here. Match of the round, match of the round, AFL Hunter Central Coast, top tier footy at its best in our region. And we've got the Wyong Lakes Magpies leading their home ground and taking the home ground advantage here at Don Small, leading Warners Bay Bulldogs in what is a danger game for the Bulldogs. A little bit for Coach Mark Dignam to think about and communicate to his players as we head into round second quarter. It's a 5 straight 30. Much conjecture over that, whether there was a point kicked in the first quarter or not here in the commentary box, but 5-0-30 to 1-5-11. A little bit offline at the moment, the Warners Bay Bulldogs. They're in front by 1 scoring shot, but behind by 19 points. You know, absolutely masterful display by the home side on their 50th anniversary weekend. Ash Borg will be the next voice you hear, taking us away for quarter 2 of this wonderful clash.
So 19 points of difference here, the Pies, on their 50th anniversary celebration. Can they start the party early? As Corey Deverill takes the first rove off the pack there. So 25-minute quarters in the Black Diamond Cup for men. As Gardner gets the first stat out. Moved it out and around the corner. Hand pass inboard now here to McMillan, who shot it back to the outside. Pretty sure that might be Gardner. Over the back there, Smith. Smith takes the gather, brings it outside. Gardner around the body. How's the finish? No, to the right. They've spurned some chances this afternoon, the Dogs. They're 6th behind. They've actually got, according to the scores, 2 more scoring shots than Wyong, but they've gone 5 straight. And the Dogs are 1 goal 6 at the moment as they take it to the far side of the ground. Toss in the contest. Out the back there, that was Paltridge Carr. Well worked off the body there, Suniauskas. And that one has gone out of bounds. A good start there from both sides. So they continue to look at the ways each other are playing. Dignam would have had some words to his charges. Simon Smythe would have just steadied and wanted for calm. So come back in the ruck now. Paltridge Carr tries to go back and across. Suniauskas round the body. Great gather there. Pavlu comes across to Troutman. Troutman might have caught one high. Play on, said the ump. Back to Pavlu to Deverill. Deverill to the outside of Hunter Thomas. That ball ended up out of bounds on the full and nothing really doing there for Wyong. So
Warners Bay will get the kick here once the ball's recovered from the deep thicket there. Lakeside here at the Tuggerah Lakes. What a beautiful spot we are. It's a wonderful ground here at Don Small. And so my apologies, the free kick will go to the Wyong Lakes Magpies. As they muster up on that far side, presenting is Nathan Doyle. He's nudged underneath it in the end. Paltridge Carr picks up the loose ball, wheels down, runs his measure and kicks it forward for the Magpies. Inside their forward 50 now. Defence is going to be stretched here by the Bulldogs, but they're going to work their way out of it relatively well, it would seem, except that Carter Jones has just punched the ball back inside the forward 50. And there's been a whistle, and it looks like a free kick. No, it's not a free kick at all. Stoppage. Called quickly too. So it went up, there's a free kick now, and it is this time going to go the way of Toss. It's a ruck infringement, and the Magpies will line up for number 6. And Toss, who did have a shot on goal a little earlier, I think distance wasn't a problem.
Well, he must have kicked it because they don't have any points.
He must have kicked it. That's true.
Yeah. Or was he the missing point? Anyway.
I think it was the one that was marked by Carter Jones and then kicked around the corner for a goal. That might have been the one we thought was a point.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway.
Well, either way, whatever it might be, Braden Toss will line up. He'll probably kick right on his measure here. The man on the mark, Suniauskas, is standing right on the 50. So Braden Toss will kick it from at least 55. He gives it a good roost too. It's offline, distance not a problem. So there's that forward, the home ground advantage I'm talking about there, Ash. The ground is not a long ground. 3 kicks and you're coast to coast effectively. And the way that the Wyong Lakes Magpies are moving the ball with such sort of speed and I guess with a frenetic type of energy, it's catching the Bulldogs unawares a little bit when they do go down deep in the forward. That kick's high, no mark taken, and this is all the Magpies have to do is chop it off here, a quick kick, and they're deep inside their forward 50 again.
So they return it back to the umpire. Thought Suniauskas was a little bit stiff there to cop the free kick before. Just see how both players play this now. They're both looking at the footy. Cerniauskas got there first, so he's entitled to hold his space. Ball on the ground it goes, and Toss and Cerniauskas compete on the ground, and now they'll compete in the air.
Worth mentioning, that was definitely a point too, by the way. They definitely got one now, fellas.
So Dowling taps it down into space. Deverell tried to shuffle it out. And that one's going to be a high shot there. Free kick to the Dogs. A little bit of afters there. Riley shoots it down the ground. Nice little switch play.
He was off there.
I thought that might have been Thomas.
Yeah, it was.
Got it out to Deverell. Deverell. Nice and long inside 50. The quick ball's a good ball. Well taken there, Kai McIntosh Walsh in the last line. He's a very sure-handed player. Play his 50th game today, Kai McIntosh Walsh, I'm pretty sure. So he centralised it here to Ranger. Ranger's got time, and he needs to release now, and he does. Not the best kick, though. He's going to kick it straight to Gibbons. Very reliable defender for the Dogs, Gibbons. He gives it across to a teammate, and that's Gardner, the skipper.
Starting to come into the game now, Ash, isn't he?
Yeah, like Gardner. I'm a big fan of Tom Gardner every week when he plays. He's so good at finding the footy. This ball comes over the top there to Munns. Munns hasn't really injected himself yet, but he can do so at any moment. And that kick was superb. And it goes to Kendall. So Kendall will have a shot from about 40 out. That was a great kick there from Gardner to Munns. And Munns just steadied himself, looked at his options and drilled it straight down Jackson Kendall's throat.
Blue boot special.
So he's kicked a bag of 5, I'm pretty sure, this year, Kendall. I think he got it against Maitland. He's a young gun with a lot to prove. Let's see if he can get the Dogs moving. That's a very good kick from him. A nice finish. And they've got the first goal of the quarter. It's been 6 minutes in, and the Dogs peg back the margin. It's 5-1-31 to 2 goals, 6-18.
Ash, that was a lot more along the lines of what we would expect from the Bulldogs. That was their best movement down across the field and their best entry into the forward line that we've seen so far. And it was also the best reading of the ball further afield by their forwards. I think they've been just a touch behind the 8 ball in terms of the way they're reading the ball into their forward line, their forwards so far today. So hopefully that will be a measure of where they are from here on in, because they need to be reading it well. They need that front space in the forward line, the Bulldogs. And they're going to get the clearance here. Let's see how much they've picked up. And that's beautifully done. That was Hawes, and he's kicked to Kendall again. He just kicked a goal a moment ago. Low punching kick. That was a bullet straight to Deverell, I believe. Yeah, Corey Deverell's got hold of it. So that is how quickly they can turn it on a dime, the Bulldogs, and probably a little more along the lines of what they would be expecting from their match today. That was some classy, clinical football. No doubt about that. And Corey Deverell will now line up for the second one in a minute for the Bulldogs and them to get right back in the contest. He's hit the post at the crucial moment, high up too. So it was online for the most part, but just a minor score on this occasion. But they'll be happier with that, Ash. They've taken off now, and they've got themselves a couple of scores. Mac Walsh, long kick, inboard. Bulldogs there. Thomas reaches for it. It's a fingertipper. He looks like he's questioning for something, and it'll be a throw in. So, great contest between those two, Jones and Thomas. We'll keep our eye on that all day long. Cerniauskas got the advantage of that. Taps it down. Didn't have the midfielders there he was hoping for. Desperately trying to get it out of this congestion, and the hand pass sends it back over. So we'll have another stoppage here, Ash, right underneath our noses.
It's going to be a lasso free kick here to Hawes. He goes central, dangerous. Almost cutting it off toss. Working in the contest there to Dogs. Well tackled. It was nicely done there, I'm pretty sure, on Jurisic or Will Day. It was Jurisic indeed. So we're here with Cerniauskas and Dowling. He's been pretty good, Dowling. Cerniauskas wins out. Good change there from Dignam in the ruck contests. Working through a Day, through the legs of Doyle. Toss tries to extract it. Ranger, actually, Deverell wraps up Braden Toss. So we haven't moved very far from the last minute or so. His first 9 or 10 minutes has gone quite quickly in his second term. Cerniauskas gets the tap down. Gardner overshoots the runway on the hand pass. Ranger taps it to his own advantage. Pavlu tries to get it out, pushing it back there on Daniel Play on, says the umpire. Working through it there, Cerniauskas. And Darryl Luck, extremely experienced umpire, says give it back to me. Been such a stalwart of umpiring in this region. Probably the best the group's ever had. So that one comes out there to Smith. Smith to Deverill. Deverill shoots it inside 50. Not a bad kick to Munns, who goes to ground. Working off the football now. Munns stands up, goes round the corner. Something special from Munsey.
What a ripper!
Wow, there you go.
Wow, that's Munzilla at his best. How quick did he get to his feet when he combat rolled there?
That was magic, mate.
That's epic. Blues boot special. Woo.
Have a look at this replay, and all of a sudden, boys, the margin's into single figures. Let's have a look. So, Deverill, his kick wasn't too bad to Munns. He went to ground, but gee, the recovery, the powers. And he just breezed past McIntosh Walsh, and that's not easy.
He's done that against one of the best that's defending down there in Mac Walsh, and jeepers.
Wow, finish was superb. That's a heartbreaker for Wyong, because I dare say they would have thought it was covered with McIntosh Walsh there just quietly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 3-7 plays 5-1, 6 points the margin, 10 minutes gone into the second term. We had the question early, Chop. Can Wyong sustain the pressure at the moment? Warners Bay asking the questions.
They certainly are, and what an entertaining game we've got. 31-25 is the scoreline as we restart in the middle. Doyle, one of the finest on the field, if not the best so far. He's been very impressive. His hand pass out to Ranger. He just had Gardner right on his heels. Ranger could not get away, so a stoppage in shoes. It's up high. The advantage of the Bulldogs ever so slightly, but it'll be wrapped up again, and I imagine we'll get another stoppage. So that's how close these midfielders are watching each other. It is a real grind in the middle there. Two very good divisions. Trying to get some ascendancy here. At ground level again. Quick hand pass. The ball's a hot potato. It's in the hands of Doyle now, and we'll get a third stoppage in succession. The ball's travelled barely 5 metres away from the centre circle. Tap down. Advantage with the Magpies now. Hand pass out wide. Ranger gets it. Hurried kick forward. They're in their forward 50 now. But dashing onto it with some degree of expertise is Malachi Troutman. And he kicks the ball clear. But it has not been... no contact was made with it before it went over the boundary line. And now the Magpies will bring it back in by virtue of a free kick. Mac Walsh drives it into the forward 50. No one presenting well enough there. The Bulldogs bring it down to ground, but they're wrapped up quickly, and we'll have a stoppage. So we're inside the forward 50 now for the Magpies. An opportunity for them of sorts. Ball goes up, and it looked like Toss won the advantage in that ruck knock there, but no one's getting any clear hands on it. It is rolling ever so slightly towards the goal of the Magpies nonetheless. And so as such, pressure building on the Bulldogs. A quick hurried kick was not good enough to beat the whistle, and another stoppage is going to happen. So the ball, it's a rolling scrum, but it's travelled probably somewhat, I don't know, I guess about 30 or 40 metres towards the Magpie goal to put them in a good position now. It's a ground level. McDonald at the bottom there for the Bulldogs. They can't get it out. Get hold of it now. They're away, the Bulldogs. They do well out on that occasion. Get the kick out further afield. But it's chopped off by the Magpies, and a kick towards goal will go their way. It's rushed over for a behind, but there was some great quick thinking on that occasion by Vegas. Do you want to have a crack at his surname, Ash?
I think it's Tahupere.
Tahupere. That sounds good. Tahupere. Do apologise for that, Vegas. I do like your first name, though, too. I do like to use that. Now, kick out now. Full measure, long kick. Outside now for the Bulldogs. Far wing position. It's gone over the boundary line. We'll have a stoppage in the far side. So very evenly matched, the two sides at the moment now. We're entering a stage of the game where it's somewhat of a grind, bit of a stalemate. Not much happening in terms of distance covered. They're trying to get something here, the Bulldogs, trying to work something out of this rolling scrum that we're seeing. Hawes darts around. I think that was Riley, perhaps. There's this flurry of characters in there and hard to make out anything happening. But here they go now. Chopped off with that hand pass. Toss turns around quickly, puts it up high. He's got a player underneath it, and Jones. He's handled high in the air. Doyle swoops on it, ducks around, gets his kick away. It's only a minor score, but he is a classy midfielder. I'm a fan.
Yeah, he's a good player, Nathan Doyle. Very, very astute footballer. As I said, he could play cricket too. He plays first grade for in Sydney. That's no mean feat. He's a captain there too, so he's a born leader, really. Really well-spoken man. Won the best and fairest at the B&F night for Wyong last year. So look to bring it in now, the Dogs. They bring it to this near side. Best spot for us in the commentary for Tahupere in the contest. Punched away, diving on the football. He'd be in trouble if he doesn't get rid of it. That is Kenna Maloney got it out. Doyle's got a bit of space if he's near it. Pouncing on the football, the Urasich tries to go central with it. Gardner runs onto the football, shepherded by Downing. Gardner drives it inside 50. One-on-one contest. Opportunity here for the 87 of Roach. Roach from the pockets. Through for a point. They did well. And the Dogs just couldn't capitalise then. 3-8 to 5-3. 7 points the lead here to the Pies. Ball right in the pocket. Great chase. Both benches working hard and making lots of noise. Gibbons tried to go through it. Keaton Jones on the bottom of that. Going right over the top there was Kenna Maloney, and the fans love that for Wyong. He puts his hand up and he says, I'll have another crack. Cerniauskas and Kenna Maloney. Kenna Maloney too strong. On the football there is Riley. Almost tapped it to himself and he punched it forward about 15 or 20 metres. Near the football there, Braden Evans, the young player of the year. Rising star of the AFL Black Diamond Cup last season, the Black Diamond Plate last season. That one went out of bounds as well. So it's under 9 minutes to go in this first half. Wyong will do very well to stay in front in this game at the moment as that's tapped down to Deverill. Deverill drives it inside 50. Contest for the football. Hawes pounces on it now. Very quick feet.
Good on his
Sized
feet.
up the options. Couldn't get to Munzilla. Kendall picks up. Looks centrally. Not a bad kick. Doyle tried to chop it off. And splitting the middle was Cooper Daniel, who takes the mark about 40 out.
Neatly done by Hawes, Ash. He's just
Great feet.
Very balanced, isn't he?
Great feet.
Like a gazelle.
That's why he's played in the highest competition in Sydney. As Cooper Daniel looks to reduce the margin to 1. And that's a pretty good kick. Umpire's just got to confirm it, and he does. And all of a sudden, it was a 20-point lead at quarter time. It's been dwindled down to 1. 5-3-33 Wyong. Warners Bay 4 goals, 8-32.
Well, we predicted it would happen. They're a class outfit, Warners Bay. They've been on the gradual, if not at times, fast-tracked improve for the best part of the last 3 seasons or more. And highly touted going into this one. A 3-3 record saw them drop games against the top 3 sides of the competition this year. And 3 wins against ones that they were expecting to make. It'll be interesting to see how they flesh out the back half of the season. They certainly need to win games against sides like Wyong when they come up if they are to keep that finals run of theirs alive here in 2026. So they look like they're starting to run into their own, but they are notorious for slow starts, the Bulldogs, and that has been the case today as well. As the tap goes up, Nathan Doyle gets hold of it, but it's coughed up, finds his way into his opposite captain in Gardner, and that kick is effective. Roach had the front spot there, returning back to the side, defying retirement, we believe, and he is back. Luke Roach, and happy to see so too. He's a heart and soul player here at the Warners Bay Bulldogs Football Club, and it would mean a fair bit to the group to have him back in the side. Tough as nails, this player. Luke Roach will kick it from just outside the 50. Distance, no problem. Accuracy is pretty good. Touched right on the line, it would seem. So that would have been very handy indeed for the Bulldogs. We've got the score short up now, 33 apiece. 4-9-33, 5-3-33. So a different way of reaching the exclusive number of 33. Nonetheless, they're both there. As Gibbons bundles his direct opponent out of the way, only to be caught up in turn. The hand pass goes out to Thomas. He quickly puts it on the left boot towards Munns, who is exhilarating in these situations. His hand pass is effective. Another one off the post. This time, Who was that? Was that Lamond? No.
Pavlu.
So that was probably a lucky let-off for the Magpies. They're going to have to find another gear now, and let's hope they didn't use it all up in that first quarter. The kick comes in. Good mark taken too, wasn't it? On that occasion, Bryce Main storming like a steam train towards it. His kick's effective on the far wing. Jones straight down the line. He's found a target. Brent Dowling wheels around, and he's done extremely well. He's kicked well, and now it's on the chest of Josh Kelly, who's within striking range for the Magpies to try and get a quick response of the major kind. So they're yet to score a goal this quarter, the Magpies, so this will be very timely indeed. After bursting out of the blocks with 5 in the first quarter, they've managed just the 3 points so far in the second, and they will need this to maintain a lead against the Warners Bay Bulldogs. So Kelly, long way out, will take his best. He's done well with the distance, and it is dead on line. He has truly exceeded expectations there and kicked a wonderful goal to give the home side a 5-point advantage as we inch towards the halftime break.
You can see his kick here from Kelly again. Very straight, accurate, lovely technique on the left foot. And that's the difference really between the sides at the moment. Warners Bay is starting to really get on top in the midfield and the run and gun, the carry of the football. Taking it inside 50 at will, but they just can't put it between the big sticks. 14 shots to 9.
Yeah, 10's not what you want by half time, is it?
No, and the nine scoring shots are winning it. As that comes out of the centre here from Riley again. A little bit too easily, but it's almost forfeited back there, and Hawes takes it and shoots along inside 50 in the Munns direction. Nicely done there. That was by Ballon Masterton. He did quite well, and a free kick's going to Wyong Lakes for the lasso. Pretty sure that's Masterton with it. Was having a nice old ding-dong battle before with Hawes when the ball was off the footy before. Kick went over the top. Dowling couldn't gather it. Going without there, Jurisic. I think he's going to get a free kick there for a high shot. If it's not Jurisic, it's Bevis. So Bevis will take this one and shoot it back to Thomas. Seb Thomas, who drives it nice and long. That's over the top there of Munns. Players converge. They go down to the football. Fryer. Munns stands up out of the congestion. That could be holding the ball because he did play a footy move. The umpire said no. We're still in contest. So Troutman against McIntosh Walsh. Deverill round the corner. Out of bounds on a full. And that will be a turnover ball with 3 minutes to go in the first half.
They've got some dangerous players up there in the forward line, Warners Bay, don't they? Just listening to you reel them off one after the other, Ash. They've got some firepower up there, the Bulldogs. Just need to pull the trigger or light the fuse or...
Missing Max Collins as well with his knee injury. I think they're lacking a bit of height around the ground, it feels like.
Let's hope that Max is back before too long. Not too serious for him. As Seb Thomas takes the rebounding marks, it's straight back into the forward line. It bounces favourably to Riley Hawes, and the Mustang gets another one. He read it beautifully off the back of the pack, didn't he? Just picked it up with deft, poise, shuffled away the opposition player with a little bit of a gentle don't argue, and opened up the goal face for himself. So he's a class player, one of the most balanced players on his feet I reckon I've seen, Ash.
So let's have a look at this replay there. It went over the back, and Hawes read it like a book, didn't he? Just shoved off the advances of Braden Toss. Check side it beautifully.
No chance, Toss. It's my birthday. Get away.
I was going to say, they may have wrapped that in a bow. That was a birthday present, wasn't it? Phil in his hands.
So with just under 2 minutes to go in this first half, that's a goal that puts Warners Bay in front by a point. So we wait for this footy to come back in the middle. Been good players on both sides. Some really good football around the ground. Wyong have given up a 20-point lead at quarter time. We knew Warners Bay would come back into the game. We had the feeling they would. Just Wyong, how much longer can they hold out? Still got 50 minutes to go. This should be a 6-6-6 infringement. As McMillan basically walked from one end to the other and got across in time. Bit of inexperience there from the ump, but he gets it in the air eventually. Gardner intercepted by Doyle. Doyle trying to pounce on it. McMillan from the other side of the ground. Knocked it down. Toss got it out to Doyle. Short ball. They need something here, the Pies. Can they get back in front at half-time? Jones could have got one over the shoulder. Play on, said the ump. Hand pass into space. Tap down, trying to work through it there. Tahupere came out to Troutman. Troutman got past his opponent, left foot. Sized it up to half forward. Ball down in the forward line now. Deverill roves the pack. Tries to make the difference. Pack of players everywhere. Not very easy to see what's going on. Gibbons tried to work through the congestion. Crowd says ball, umpire says no. Play on says the ump. Tahupere round the corner. Tries to get it forward. Nice kick to Coop Folks. They've got about 16 seconds to move it. Chris Coop Folks needs to get his players to move for him. He sends it. Oh, not the best kick there, but almost cut off by Cerniauskas. Chance for Warners Bay before the siren. Over the head there of Masterton. Play on says the ump. Ball goes in. Doyle round the corner kick. Siren goes. Halftime sounds. And it couldn't be any closer at halftime. It's 1 point the difference. Warners Bay have wrestled back a 20-point deficit to lead it at halftime by a point. 5-10-40 to 6-3-39. The home side. Riley Hawes with 2 goals. Corey 3 for Carter Jones and 2 for Chris Coop Folks. What made the difference in that second term?
Well, the quarter probably went the way the narrative suggested it would go after the first quarter. Trailing heavily, the Warners Bay Bulldogs would have been expected to fight their way back to somewhere within a closer margin, if not in front. And they did that. They almost took, they've taken the lead now by a point. So I think it was just they settled into their game, the Bulldogs. They finally sort of adjusted to the variable they weren't expecting, which was the Magpies bursting out of the blocks like they did. The question now is for the Magpies to sustain that ability. They can't, it's not good enough just to resist the fight back from the Warners Bay Bulldogs. They've got to make sure that they're continuing to set the tone and the standard and keep their aggressive offensive game happening as well. They took their foot off the accelerator there and let the Bulldogs right back into the match.
An outstanding contest with 1 half down, 1 to go. It's 40-39 at the break. We'll be back after an extended one with all second half action.
We talked about some of the stars of Newcastle City. We've got one of their star backmen that's sitting here waiting. So why don't we bring in that said star backman? Noah McDonald, welcome to the Black Diamond podcast.
Hey guys, how are you?
G'day, Noah. We're just about to bypass you, mate. How good's that? And I've heard you've been so excited to come on, mate, since Jason handed the reins over to you for the week.
Yeah, I think he's stitched me up there, but more than happy to help you boys out. I think you boys are doing a great job, so I'll jump on.
So are you guys, mate. Your backline play's been superb over this season. It has been for a few years, mate. One of the pivotal things that I've noticed this year is how well you're reading the play. Any specific changes to your game over the last 12 to 24 months?
I'm trying to think how long I've been in the backline for, because I started out as a forward.
Yeah.
Kind of all my juniors was as a forward, and my first probably 3 to 4 years as seniors was a forward as well. And as we all know, that probably didn't really work out. Might have got a few goals, but I think I was on the brink of being dropped back in 2023, and then 90 kind of threw me back, which caught me off guard a bit. But in the end, it's kind of worked out. I think I had a pretty good year in 23, and then a bit of a lean year last year and struggled quite a bit. But it's been good to, I guess, just go back out there on the field and just enjoy myself and enjoy being back there with my back six brothers.
Yeah, well, they're looking pretty tight. I actually was a little bit, sort of where the teams were lining up and putting Quinlan back up forward. I'm like, I kind of didn't know how that would go, whether or not you'd miss him from the back line. But to be honest, it doesn't look like you're missing him at the moment. You guys are absolutely gelling beautifully. And I think Max Woodham's playing sort of off that back half as well, and he's looking sensational as well. It feels like the mixture's just coming together nicely. How's it going under the new coach as well, I suppose?
Yeah, well, Liz is going great. Liz was fantastic on the weekend, and I think he's just at that age now where he's just getting that opportunity, and I think Nighty's has backed him in. He's just blossoming at the moment. I think he can be one of the best players in the league. But Nighty coming back, Nighty's probably been my coach for 4 or 5 seasons of kind of my senior career, so quite familiar with Nighty. I've got a good, weird kind of relationship with him. Obviously, I grew up watching him play footy as a youngster, going down to number 1. So it's be able to, I guess, have that relationship with him now where obviously he's my coach. I think it's great. He's come back. Like, Croft did a great job. Like, obviously, Croft won a flag. But now kind of, I guess, Mitchy's back in the frame. And yeah, it's been great. And I think he's a great relationship builder too. So he's got a good footy brain, but I think the best part about Mitchy is just his way he can build relationships with all the boys too. So he's been great this year.
Yeah, look, I was just going to look at the coaching there. You know, the coach, if you look back at the last few coaches of the City team, they've all been past players. Do you think there's something in that?
Yeah, I think so. And that's definitely something like my old man. Like, he's from Tassie, and like I kind of grew up in Wagga as well. And like, especially even down Victoria way, a lot of people come and go. And there's a lot of like cash involved with footy down south, especially where kind of I'm from. And obviously up here, there's no cash involved per se. And it's a very, it's hard to explain, because I think it's a very good thing, and obviously people are coming, not like outsiders are coming into the club not knowing much about the club, but all I've known is coaches that have been within the club for the past 5 or 6 years. Like, I think my first one's coach was Timmy Cotter, but he'd been at the club for 5 or 6 years, so he knew all about it. And then it was Mitchy Knight, and then it was Mitchy Crawford, and then obviously Mitchy Knight again. So but yeah, I think it's definitely a good thing, because I think you need to know about the history of our footy club to obviously take the reins. And I think that's the angle of approach that definitely the club have taken with kind of past coaches too. So I think it's a positive thing.
Yeah, because I reckon I can almost look back across the whole club, and I remember when I first moved to the area, Scott Harrington used to coach the team, but I don't think he was a local.
Yeah, okay.
So I reckon he might have been one of the last coaches that wasn't a former player that's been a coach at City. So be interested to see if anyone out there, or when you go back to train, and see if anyone who was a former coach or last
Bottles. Luke Rawnsley would be a good person to talk to.
Yeah, Bottles.
He knows everything about the footy club, so he'd be able to tell you who that last coach was and probably how many games they coached. He's a bit fool nuffy.
Well, we moved at the same time, Bottles and I. Geez, a legend of the club. Like
he is.
How good did you see him back in the day?
I would have seen him. I don't think I would have seen him in his quietest prime. So I moved up here in 2015. So I think he definitely would have been, like, he was a great footballer. I remember him, especially back in that 2018 flag where he just kind of put the entire team on his shoulders. I think I would have been 16 then, so I was able to watch that, and I think he kicked the goal from about 60 metres out. So I guess to have him, and he would have been kind of involved in my early days in senior footy and first grade footy too, and just the ultimate human, ultimate leader. And now these days he just pulls the reins. He runs the club. He puts so much time and effort into the footy club. So I think everyone at City absolutely adores him. But I think from an outsider point of view, everyone would just have so much respect for him as well. So he's a top bloke. Old Bottles.
Yeah. The club itself's doing fantastically across both the men's and women's, and in all grades. I think you're at the pointy end, if not top, of cup, plate, and shield in that men's thing. Can make it a little bit hard for some of the younger, plate players to get through. We've seen Finn Hurley come in, and he's doing fantastically well for a young guy. What's that next wave of young talent like that are sort of sitting there in play, and who can we expect to see maybe before the end of the year for a game or two?
Good question, because there was this young fella. I think he must be playing in the 18s this year in juniors. His name's Taj Riddle, and I had never seen him until a couple of weeks ago, and he rocked up at training and just absolutely tore it apart. And I think he caught Nighty's eye as well. So wouldn't be surprised if he gets a gig sometime soon. Like, he was pretty amazing. But yeah, I think it's just, I mean, I'm a junior myself. Like, I obviously played under 15s and all the way through, and a lot of the boys that I play footy with now, like your Woodies and your Lockie Fallies, your Joey O'Donoghue's, he's moved overseas at the moment. Hugh Blanchfield, Hamish Thompson, like, we've all won flags together, but we all kind of grew up playing footy together. So I think that's another probably important fabric of our footy club, is just kind of how we put a lot of time into our younger players and our juniors, and making sure that they're a part of, I guess, our way moving forward. And I reckon we'll get a bit more of a glimpse of that. Like, I reckon Nighty has a bit more intel in his head of who he might play over the next few weeks or towards the back end of the season. But I think it's always paid off. Like, you look at young Will Ross a couple of years ago against Cardiff in 2024. Like, he kind of maybe come to the team earlier in the year and just held his spot as a 17-year-old, and he just absolutely excelled. So I guess what he kind of can't make up for in the brain department, Will Ross is a great footballer.
Terrific, mate. And on Saturday, mate, we'll go back to Saturday. You guys started a bit slow. Did you expect Nelson Bay to be that tough that early?
They've always been a good football side. Like, I think, obviously,
Yeah.
they won the twos flag back in 22, and they've got some absolute stars. Like, your Wade Blackburn's, like, he's played at the top level in Sydney. Obviously, your big Billy Bartons, and just a good crop and a good core of really good, probably A-grade players in our league. So I think 90 was definitely aware. I think we all were as a group of kind of what they can throw at you. And that first half, they were amazing. Like, they threw everything at us. I think, to be honest, I reckon they could have been up by 5 or 6 goals at half time. A bit of wayward kicking probably helped us in the end, but I think we had full confidence just to be able to wrestle it back. Like, I think we've been in those moments this year, especially against Warners Bay. I think Warners Bay were beating us at three-quarter time. Just able to wrestle that back and just kind of, I guess, take momentum from there and obviously get the 4 points. But, yeah, no, they were honestly really good on the weekend, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're kind of there at the top end coming into the year.
Yeah, what was 90's message at half time? Was it just keep with the game plan and do what you're doing, or do you change things up and shuffle a few magnets around to try and get a change?
I think it's hard. Like, in the heat of the moment, like, it's I think as a bit more of an experienced team and obviously a better team, like, you're the hunted. Every team's going to throw everything at you, whether that be physicality or just kind of different tactics around the field. So I don't think Nye necessarily changed anything up at halftime. I think it was just to take a breath, take a seat. Like, obviously, let's respect that half. Like, they were great, but let's trust the process. Let's go back to what we know, which I think definitely parts in that first half. I think we were playing into their hands a little bit, like a bit rushed with the footy, a bit panicked, probably the best way to describe it. So, yeah, no, nothing major change. I think it was just kind of going back to our own ways, trusting the process, and we've been able to see that kind of work. So hopefully come back into the year, it's the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys have got the entrance Baddo Bay on Saturday. They're a bit lower down the ladder than Nelson Bay. What might you be expecting there from them at Passage Road?
Very good defensive game. I think probably a bit of a smaller ground down at Passage Road. Like, every time I've played down there and played them, they just know how to defend the ground. They might defend more in numbers and make it difficult for us to score. I think obviously we're a team that love to play free-flowing footy, get the ball moving fast, but they always seem to be able to hamper that a bit, which obviously plays into their hands. So it'll be pretty interesting to see kind of how we go and if we can get on top of them. I think if we can get on top of them, we should be right, but I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of get their numbers back and defend really well too, because they're a really tough physical side as well.
Fantastic. Listen, Noah, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you coming on, and sounds like you might, Pongrasic might owe you a beer or two for filling in and
Bloody hell,
for us. But really appreciate you joining us. Good luck down at Passage Road on the weekend, and we look forward to seeing you plenty more times throughout the year, I'm sure.
All right, thanks, guys. Love your work.
No, it's a pleasure speaking to you, mate. Thanks again.
See you guys.
Welcome back to Don Small Oval. Intriguing game of football. We are enjoying at the moment between the home side, Wyong Lakes, and Warners Bay, travelling down from the Lake Macquarie region, 6-3-39, 5-10-40. We've got the second half of the AFL HCC top-tier footy men's action in the Cup division at its best. And Corey Hopper joined with Ash Borg and Shane Darwin to bring you all the action for the second half. It's going to be a great game. How do you see this one going, Ash?
Yeah, look, pretty confident Warners Bay will continue what they did in that second term, but Wyong are going to have a real red-hot go here in this second half, that's for sure.
Predictions for the second half, boys?
I'd say Warners Bay.
I love an underdog story, but maybe it'll be an under-pie story today, but I think it might be Warners Bay.
Yeah, look, we'll just see how the fitness holds up as we start this second term with a small window of the Dogs.
Dowling coming off for the Magpies.
Yeah, he looks hurt.
Looks in sort of trouble. That's their ruckman.
That's a big problem if it is, because he's been really good in the ruckers. Kinder Maloney, who's held his own as well, is going to have to do the lion's share of the work. Toss goes into the ruck. He doesn't want to do a lot of rucking anymore with his knee. Doyle got it in the air. Nice fly. That was Jurisic. Couldn't get there. Doyle was pretty much, actually, that was Poltridge Carr. Roved his own work. Got it to ground. Here's a chance for the first goal for Wyong. Snap around the corner. And it's hit the top of the behind post there. Pretty sure that was
Lockie
Ranger, yes.
I mean, a nice way to open up the account for Wyong.
For the key for Wyong to victory here, fellas, in my opinion, is they've got to be in front at three-quarter time. If they're not in front at three-quarter time, I think they'll get steamrolled. And I'd say that with all love for Wyong, I'll say that.
Well, work to do. They are just a point behind at the moment, but there is work to do. They are capable enough. As the quick kick back into the forward line is totally effective, and it's in the hands of Kelly, I believe.
Yes. Who
kicked a ripping goal at the end. I think their last goal, number 6, and their only one for the second quarter was kicked by this man who, as Ashborg described, had a wonderful kicking action. So he's a little closer to goal at the opposite end of the field to where he kicked his first one. So very capable from here, and it would be a timely way to open up the second half for the home side. Kelly, 35 out, will kick it from true 40. It looks pretty good, dead on. He clearly knows what to do in that position. That's his second goal for the day, and that is the start the Wyong Lakes Magpies were hoping for. Their 7th goal for the game, and they regain the lead against the Warners Bay Bulldogs.
So he's just having a look at a bit of running repairs there for Brent Dowling. He's clutching his knee and looks like there's a bit of muscle soreness there. Might have been a cork or something, by the way. He's pointing at his thigh and motioning to the first aid officer there, Jack, who can serve up a mean magpie roll as well as do first aid. He's a jack of all trades, Big Jack, as they move back to the centre. And Kinder Maloney versus Bevis needs to win it. They've got to maintain the rage here, Wyong. Bevis taps it down. Who emerges? Doyle keeps his feet, did well. Wonderful balance to Main. Tapped it forward. Troutman needs to be clean and is. Goes back and across there to Jurisic. Sideways kick. And a nice mark taken. Pretty sure that's Thomas. And they're going to try and look like they're going to switch the play. No, they're going to go down the line. Intelligent kick there to Roach, who dropped it. That one should be a throw-in as the shadows come over us here in the commentary box. It's actually very pleasant here now and in the shade here at Don Small Oval at Tacoma, right along the lake. So it gets thrown into play. Very short. Kinder Maloney couldn't get it. Nice little gather there by Farrell. Teammate sent it very long. Players contest. Thomas takes the mark. Seb. He's a very handy footballer, Seb Thomas. Last year put on a fair bit of beef. Got himself nice and strong, and he's more than capable of matching it at this top level. As that ball comes over the top, Doyle couldn't really affect it. Went to ground. Kubika tried to be a presence. Still working past the football there, both sides. Roach tried to wrench the footy out. Most experienced umpire in the league, Darryl Luck, with over 500 games at cup level. Says, give me the footy again and I'll toss it in the air. The man in his mid to late 50s. I'll say mid just for his sake.
I'd say late 40s or late 40s,
Nah,
Daryl. That's what I thought.
I know I know how old he is, so so I could give him mid to late 50s. As it goes over the top there to Gardner, and Gardner takes the footy, nice smother there, Kubica, and then tackling pressure there from Farrell. I'll tell you what, though, it doesn't matter what age he is. I'll tell you 3 things about Darryl that just make him one of the best and one of the greats of this area. 1, he's got great communication with players. 2, he knows his rules inside out and back to front. And 3, doesn't matter how far away he is from play, he always gets himself in the right spot to see things and makes him a terrific umpire as he spotted that perfectly.
Do you know what I like to say, Ash? I like to say that our league has a little bit of luck every week.
Absolutely.
Darryl in it, and I just think we certainly do.
Absolutely. We're still
A
lucky
little
to
bit of
have him
good
in
luck,
the comp.
I should say, good luck.
Definitely lucky to have him in the comp as McIntosh Walsh gives it the old Danny Frawley double fist pump. Hand pass came out, looking to try and get it out of defence now here, the Pies. Hand passed out, that was by McDonald. And that ball's come back to Jurisic, who takes it on the fly. Sends it deep into the pocket, looking for Smith. That one goes over the back and out of bounds and chop. It's a good start here from the Pies. It's first 6 minutes.
Yeah, it certainly is. The pressure back on Warners Bay now to wrestle control and hopefully grasp for the lead of the game. But the 5 points trailing now. It's in a dangerous spot now for the Magpies. Deep in that defensive area. And there are some capable players down there as they rate. Looks like Gardner reads the ball best off the ruck knock, unable to break through that defence on that occasion. Big punch. It looked like Doyle went up for the ruck there, and then he knocked it out. He's doing a little bit of everything, Nathan Doyle, but the ball tumbling its way away from the Warners Bay Bulldogs goal at their control. In saying that, little toe poke inboard finds its way to Gardner. He's really come into it now, this after, especially through that second quarter. And dare I say it, I feel as though the fortunes of both sides are very much in the hands of the first hands-on at play in the midfield. And to be more specific, Tom Gardner versus Nathan Doyle in the middle there. It's just going to be so important which of those two players get better delivery or deliver the ball best under the pump and get their hands on it cleanest, because they're both absolute magicians in the midfield and they're both having such a positive effect on the game. I think the better one out of those two for the rest of the match is probably going to determine the result. I know that's a pretty specific measurement or gauge on how we're going to predict the outcome of the game, but I just feel like there's a lot of weight on those two particular pairs of shoulders that are going to have a bit to say in the end. But right now, the ball is in the hands, I think, of one Z Munns, who is, speaking of wizards, this one right here is something spectacular. He's well and truly within his range and an acute angle, which he loves. The blue boot has once again been put to great effect. He's just put that straight through, almost as if it was never in doubt. His is a name now that is very, very much on the tongues of a lot of teams as they head into a match against Warners Bay. He's just renowned as a supremely dangerous forward in any circumstance.
Well, he had that free from rucking. How often do you see Zach Munns as a ruck?
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all, but it worked.
He can jump. He is nimble. He's fast.
Well, he had two.
He's
He
agile.
he
and
rucked
he's
2 ball-ins there, and he won both of them with the free kick on the last one there. So.
well, he's a genuine athlete, very, very highly regarded. I think Oztag footballer who's worked so hard on his game in AFL that it doesn't surprise me when he does things like that.
So back to the centre, and it came out to Munns here, the aforementioned. McIntosh Walsh gave him one, and he stayed down. That was a very solid challenge. It keeps going forward.
Is Mac Walsh had a go?
I'll tell you what, he's probably sick of chasing him as Kubica. There was a bit of a falcon there, I'm pretty sure, off Poltridge Carr. He picks up the football and spills it to Jurisic, who drives it long back to Hawes. Hawes didn't have the footy, almost taken without it. Play on, says the ump. Roach, round the body kick. Where are the Rovers? It's gone over the scoring line. The lead's extended out to 2-6-11 to 7-3. It's a good contest. Wyong just need to make it close. If they can keep it close, they'll get some self-belief. And with self-belief, anything can happen. Team game, a game of Australian football that we all love, is very much A lot between the ears. Skill levels sometimes don't come into it when it gets close like this. It's all a war of attrition.
Kick.
That is a brilliant kick by Main. And he gets it long now. This is Kelly. Kelly tries to do the spectacular and gets caught. Ends up getting himself into a mischief and a muddle. Warners Bay take it away. Deverill. Hand pass in. Looking for McDonald. Gardner and his teammate just went and collided. Deverill's looking to get out of the pressure. Sends it to half forward. Main in the contest against Roach. Hawes tries to get through it. Main stood off and did beautifully. Picked it up and went to the sideline and kicked it across to Poltridge Carr, who's spilt the ball. Or might have even tried to play on.
I think he got, he ran straight in. He did, I thought it was the right thinking. He probably could have sold a little bit of candy and got around, but yeah.
So in the ruck they go, Bevis and Kenna Maloney. Kenna Maloney with strength. Deverill with the rove. Needed to be a little bit cleaner there, the 28 of Farrell. Got taken in a tackle. Here go Warners Bay. This is where they're dangerous. Short ball into Smith over the top. Roving ball. Munns round the body. Touched off the boot, through for a point. He celebrated, but the umpire had other ideas, Corey.
Yeah, such is the danger of the man. He, well and truly worth celebrating because went straight through the middle in the end. It was just touched off the boot. So millimetres in it. Zach Munns. Kubicek brings the ball back in for the Wyong Lakes Magpies. Doyle, that's a strong mark all day. And there's those two players that I mentioned right there on each other, Gardner and Doyle. That is going to be the determination of the result of this game. I can't help but think anything otherwise as the Magpies drive it forward just outside of their forward 50 now. The players converge on it, but it's gone out of bounds. It's a throw-in. Didn't come off any foot or hand, I don't think. It's been tumbled out. So we have a stoppage in the Magpies forward zone. So interesting, very intriguing second half that we've got so far. Much more evenly matched than what most pundits would have guessed, I imagine, as the Magpies surge towards goal. A quick kick on the run. I think that was Peltridge Carr, who's having quite a good game and he's really rising since midway through the second quarter. We've seen him get involved with everything. And the quick short kick out by Thomas, long bomb, going to make it all the way to the wing, just even out of reach for Cerniascus, which is saying something. Gardner hand passes back to Cerniascus. He tries to duck the tackle, can't get it. Now Toss comes in to have something to say. He kicks it long towards his forward line. Thomas there to rescue the Bulldogs again. He's superb. He's bullock type running out of the back line. Ball's very close to the boundary line. We'll have a stoppage. Some players asking the question. I don't think there's an answer needed other than that was it's a stoppage, boys. So get around and ready for the ruck knock. And that's indeed what's going to happen here. Toss versus Cerniascus. Cerniascus gets probably the better of it. Deverill in the end gets the kick out hurriedly towards the middle. Munns has got plenty of space to move. He's converging on it, although he's got a bit of support there by, I think, didn't see who that was. Quick kick on now, back to Deverill. Deverill pops one up high and he finds his target there I'll get a read on that for a second, but most importantly, it is the Bulldogs who have a shot on goal and not outside of time either. They've been trailing for a little bit, in front by 2 points for a little bit now. They'd like to extend that margin here. Lining up, good kick. The distance is great. It looks pretty accurate to me. And it's a goal indeed. Outstanding work, and that was a great kick. I'm just getting a read on that play. Actually, there he is.
Pavlu, no, Kendall.
It was indeed. Pavlu?
Nah, Kendall.
Oh, Kendall.
Oh,
well done, Kendall. We nearly had an injury here in the broadcast crew ourselves, but luckily he's got the balance of a cat, our cameraman.
Apologies if anything might have slipped out.
Yeah, there was a word that maybe shouldn't have gone to broadcast there, but anyway, we're not on the 7-second delay, so we get what we get.
That's all right.
And Jackson Kendall with the last goal for Warners Bay. It steals any thunder from Kendall there. It was a wonderful kick and a very, very good goal at a very timely point too for the Bulldogs.
Back to the middle. Nice tackling pressure. Should be holding the ball in ears. And if Deverill continues to run off it, he's going to concede 50. So he needs to give it back to Braden. Braden toss. Short ball. Chipping ball into Main. Went over the top. Free kick, Bryce Main. And he'll get one. About 45 out, 50 out. He's got a lot of ticker, Bryce Main, that's for sure. Made the rep side. That won their first game in a couple of seasons against the South Coast. Played very solidly that evening. Runs around his man, the mark, looking to kick as long as he can go. And it's a mark in the pocket. This is exactly like the first quarter, fellas, and Carter Jones is in the exact same spot he kicked the goal in that first term. Looking to go round the corner. Stevie J style. And he's repeated the dose of the first term. That's the way to hit back. And we're back to a 2-point game here at Don Small.
Well, he certainly knows how to bend that ball from that corner pocket there. That's twice he's done it today. And that's got some curve in it for sure. Outstanding to look at the replay there. Carter Jones, look at that. Oh, but he obviously practiced that a fair bit on Thursday at the end of training, one would think, because he's got that down deft. Oh, I was going to say deft hand, but deft foot, you would say. And that brings up the 8th goal, 8-4-52 for Wyong Lake, 7-12-54. That's as close a contest as it can be. Kendall's goal moments ago replied to with Carter Jones's ripper just then. Go back to the middle. This is a real grind and a real intriguing contest. Warners Bay, can ill afford to drop this one as they surge towards another final series. There's Doyle. He gets it out of the middle. A great solo off it there. He's got it deep inside the forward line for his Magpies again, but it's Seb Thomas who comes to the rescue. He's got an option out wide, further afield. The mark's taken by the Bulldogs, and they're out of trouble, at least for the moment. Looking further afield, straight down the line, long kick to a pack building. Doyle again gets a kick somehow. I'm not sure how he managed to find space to do that, but Cerniascus roves the loose ball. Deverill now kicks it further afield. It's a long kick and a stretching mark. That's Hawes that occasion. That is a great mark, running with the flight of it. There's not much a defender can do about that. He sees it, looked at it over his shoulder, and it come down, and he just stretched out and took it out in front of him. A real courageous effort. I guess there's not much coming from you from the boundary line. Maybe an irate spectator, but you'd like to think they're not going to enter the field of play. And nonetheless, courageous Riley Hawes from 40-odd out. It's to the near side, so just the minor score. They stretched their lead by another point. 53 plays 55 in what is just a terrific contest. Wyong really flexing and showing why they belong in Black Diamond Cup competition over the last couple of weeks. First win last week. Desperately hoping for another one here today. Is that Kubica out there, Ash? He's just made that kick, and he's found Doyle again, who just does not stop.
He's a good player. He's such a handy player. He would have been, one surely in line for rep selection as he goes back to Kubica.
How did he not?
Anyone, avid follower of the Women's Cup, we'll get back to that in a second, as that one's come in from Troutman. It's gone back to Kubica. Terrigal Avoca have made a statement and a half today. 120-9 against Cardiff.
I said it. I don't know if anyone remembers. I said it. People say, no, they're not there yet. They're not there yet. I went, yes, they are. They're in that top. They're up there.
I just looked at it then and just my jaw dropped. This kick comes over the back here. Evans. Oh, went for the spectacular and nearly got there. Ball goes to ground. Toss. Tries to shuffle his way out of trouble. Evans. Hand pass to the side. McIntosh Walsh. Steady. Stayed on his feet. Drove it. Nice kick to Ranger. Ranger gallops away. Here's a chance for Wyong. Needs to go long and does. Sends it in the direction of Jones. Jones needs to keep his feet. Defenders coming from everywhere. Nice tap forward backwards there. Keaton Jones works from the back, and that's gone through for a behind off Patrick Farrell. We're back down to 2 points the margin here with 6.5 minutes to go in this third term. Nice fly. Doyle nearly got there. Needs to keep his feet, did well. Got the hand pass out, Poltridge Carr. Poltridge Carr from the pocket. This will put Wyong back in front. And he's missed it to the left. Great effort. Poltridge Carr has been outstanding after quarter time, Corey and Shane.
Certainly has. He's certainly lifted. Had the pleasure of coaching him in a representative side under 17s a number of years ago. It's great to see him emerge as one of the important players and a great dimension for the Wyong Lakes Cup side now. So terrific to see. I love it when junior football is just a part of a club's push to get themselves back and compete at top tier level. So good on you. Good on you there. Poltridge Carr, what a great effort. I love seeing that. So ball now on the wing with the Magpies. Looking into their forward line and great front position there. That's Toss, I believe. Shows some class there. Stands tall. Hand pass out to his outside runner and the kick towards goal. Effective in as much as a rush for a minor score. And they narrow it, the margin down to a non-margin 55 v 55. So no margin at all. It could go either way, 8-7 to 7-13. They've both gotten to 55 points in very different ways, but they're both on 55 points nonetheless.
It's the second clearing kick in a row they've put it out without a touch.
Yeah. Yeah, so another free kick going to the Magpies. That Toss with the kick. He's kicked it long, deep inside. They're back inside scoring zone again, the Magpies. They want a major this time round. Hand pass inboard. Warners Bay Bulldogs are wearing them with every step, but a free kick has been found.
Poltridge Carr.
Poltridge Carr, here he goes.
Gee, he's been so good after quarter time.
For a small player, he's been electrifying. He's really set a tone, hasn't he? So he deserves this. He's played well. He's earned himself a shot. Jacob Poltridge Carr, long-time servant of the Wyong Lakes Magpies, and he's kicked it truly. Well done. Outstanding work and a little personal pleasure for me to get to call that goal too, by the way. I remember Jacob as just a young fella, always slight in frame, but no shortage of heart and courage as a player. It's terrific to see, mate. Well done. Congratulations on that goal. And great work on being such a great servant of your club and getting them back in a cup and making them as competitive as what they are right now. It must be a very proud moment indeed. And now 61 plays 55. The Wyong Lakes wrestle control of the lead. Back again their way, Ash.
Fascinating contest here at the Don. 3.5 minutes to go. 50th anniversary day here for the Pies. Founded in 1974 at the Long Jetty CWA. Can they start the party early as it gets towed forward? This is Kendall. Picks it up in front of Kelly and goes backwards, does the discipline thing back to his teammate. Restarts playing, gets it long and strong inside 50. Smith, Kubica, read it like an absolute peach of a story that he was reading all week. And he switches a play. Not sure if that's the best switch of play. Kenner, Maloney couldn't get there. Over the play there was Riley, short ball and a Hawes who dropped it unexpectedly under the pressure. Here go the Pies. Ranger steaming through the middle of Don Small. Sends it long to Jones. Over the back, couldn't get it. Working through it here. Can it be with Farrell? Defence under pressure here for the Dogs. Kendall Jones. Farrell picks up, needs to steady. Kicks it through the big sticks. And the Dogs hit the front. They go further in front. 11 points.
Magpies. I think you said Dogs in the excitement.
Pies further in front. Wow. I certainly did say Dogs, but I did meet Magpies. Farrell did brilliantly. If you see the replay here, fellas, he just read it off the back. He chased very hard, and in the contest was Lamond. He went to ground, and he goes to ground eventually there under the pressure, and standing tall was Farrell and put it through the big sticks.
Outstanding.
Wonderful.
Outstanding work. They're the moments. They are the moments that coupled together win the games that you're not expected to win, because it's safe to say Bulldogs have gone into this firm favourite. They've started slow, came back into the match now, but it's the Wyong Lakes that are resurgent here late in the third quarter. 23 minutes played. There's only a couple left before we go to the final change. Ashball called it, said they need to be in front at the final change to get there. Now the Bulldogs have a chance to answer. Big kick going down towards goal for the Bulldogs. It's just offline, as so many of their kicks have been today. And I tell you what, it would sting to cost them the game through a little bit of inaccuracy. They bring it in quickly. and some outstanding work, particularly the midfield of the Wyong Lakes Magpies. And can I shout out in particular, Lachlan Ranger he's had a thumping third quarter. Just great work driving that ball forward for the Magpies. Been a big component of this resurgent third quarter. Big kick now by the Bulldogs. It's going down by Cooper Daniel, but it's gone out of bounds. So the free kick will go the way of the Magpies, as we won't be much left more to play here. 30 seconds to go. Still time for a goal if it's placed right. Mac Walsh, long kick to the wing. A big pack building. Carter Jones! Hell, oh no! It's my mistake, not Carter Jones at all. It looked like his hands are going up. It was Kenna Maloney that just went up.
That.
What's happening now?
It's holding the ball, but he kicked it.
Holding the ball. Unfortunately, it was a great pack mark, but free going against him now. Bulldogs have a chance. Mac Walsh, he's got something to say about it. Coop Folks now kicks it forward, and this time it's Carter Jones. He needs to move it on quickly. They've got seconds to go. The siren will probably blow any minute now, and it does indeed. And so time will beat them all. But a handy 11-point margin to go into the final change to the home side, Wyong Lakes Magpies. The fans will be sitting on the edge of their seat at the moment, but they have been gallant all day against a side that really needs to win this.
I've got 15 goals to the left of screen, to the right of screen. That means the Dogs will be coming home to the goal kicking in, but gee whiz, the way Wyong are playing, they've really showed some heart.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm sitting on the fence now. I tipped Warners Bay by 22, but goodness, Wyong, they have the absolute ability right now with the lead they've set up to create another upset and start their 50th anniversary dinner on the right note. They lead it by 11 at three-quarter time. Stay with us for a fascinating, enthralling and thrilling last term here at the Don.
Well, Chop, we are set for a grandstand finish here from Don Small Oval. What a day.
Is Don is good. We said it, and it's so good right now. What a wonderful game of football here in the Black Diamond Cup men's division. Top tier footy at its best. We would have expected the Warners Bay Bulldogs to come and probably take a relatively comfortable win away from Wyong Lakes, their first year back in Cup, but that's not to be the case. Never underestimate a swooping Magpie on their 50th anniversary. They say it's an age-old... You would have heard that statement a few times before. It's an age-old fable, they say. Anyway, it's been ignored. And right now we're at three-quarter time, 10-7-67, the home side leading. The more fancied Warners Bay Bulldogs have been somewhat inaccurate, 7-14-56. There is work to do for the Bulldogs. This will give their season a big dent as they head towards finals in what's been relatively good ascension for them in recent years. The Wyong Lakes Magpies want to make a statement. This will be their second win on the trot if they get it against very, very good opposition too. So we are in for a bumper, ladies and gentlemen. Strap yourselves in. We've taken off.
So ball in the centre on your Chop as they come back out here. This is Riley driving it to the side. Smith dropped the mark in the presence of Tahupere, went over the top. Nice work there from Doyle, who just covered about 70 metres to get the first touch of the quarter for him. Mark dropped there, Evans. Butters up, goes backwards. Evans has a little bit more time and space now after the 1-2 pass. Smother there, Deverell. Got it back and across there to Thomas. Thomas shoots it long. Looking for a target to Hooper. Can't get there. Vegas tapped it over the top, looking for a bit of lady luck. Shoots it in the middle here, a Don Small oval hand pass. Over the top, Mahana Thomas. Nicely gathered with the 1 mid. Goes sideways and across there to Gardner. Gardner in pursuit there was Gray. He shot it over the top. Nice kick to Riley. Riley needs to hold his position on the field. He's at half forward. They need a fast start here, the Dogs, but they can't panic. And that kick was a little bit panic-worthy there as McIntosh Walsh cleans it up and goes to Kelly. Kelly at halfback here for the Magpies. First goal crucial. Shoot it to half forward. Nice mark taken. Pretty sure
McDonald,
that is McDonald as he shoots it across there to Gardner. Gardner at halfback, centre halfback, almost true centre halfback as the AFL footy ground lies. Switching it to the near side here on the commentary end. Evans gets the tap down. Coop Folkes. All heart. Looked in the back. Play on set the umpire. Deverell shot it away. Shoots the short ball. In there to Roach. Nice spoil. That came from Fryer. Coming across here, McIntosh Walsh. Hand pass out to Main. Main bypass the 1 and 2. Nice and long to half forward. Player on his own. That almost was a mark there. Could have been held. That was RC. Couldn't get it. Nice perk away. Shot it to half forward. Munns couldn't find the hands. Cubic are over the top. Hand pass. Looking for a target there, Doyle. Over the top there, Poltridge Carr. He shoots away on the check side. Tries to find a target. And it's intercepted there by the Dogs.
Yeah, McDonald takes the mark there and a relieving mark too at half back. He's found Thomas in the middle of the ground. I think that's Thomas. Yes. No, it's not. Not Thomas at all. Looks similar on this occasion. Doesn't matter. He's kicked it long anyway. Now, opportunity for the Bulldogs. Munns has got it. He's electrifying in this position. Hand passes inboard. The kick is good. And the player is all on their own. Mark taken. And this is exactly the start the Bulldogs wanted. Jackson Kendall, he's been a 5-goal-a-game kicker. He's been a bag grader this year already, and he's kicked a couple today too. So, much needed score, major score as we are 2.5 minutes into the final quarter. Fair bit of the game's chances, the fortunes relying on this kick by Kendall. It looks like it's just been pulled to the near side. The Wyong Lakes faithful enjoyed it. There was not much noise coming out of the Bulldogs camp at all there. So Kendall would have expected him to kick that as Mac Walsh brings it in for the Magpies. Long kick, beats everything. Long beyond the scoring zone for the Bulldogs. So Deverell's the first one at it. He's wrapped up straight away. He will be pinged for it. Needed to get that away. Just didn't look like he made big enough effort to move that on there, and I think the umpire cashed in on that. So the Magpies with a follow-up kick towards the centre forward position. Mark takes that Gibbons there. I think he takes that mark. Long-time servant for the Bulldogs. Hand pass to Thomas, into Gardner. 1-2, back to Thomas. Then Gibbons follows up as well. They've done well here, the Bulldogs. They're building up to something, looking for Roach. But he's led to the ball by his Magpies opposition. It's clean bowls at several players and finds his way back to that centre-half forward position for the Magpies. Hand pass out. Roach manages to get hold of it against the runner play. Kicks it long. Doyle with the fly to the ball goes backwards. He can't get it. Riley Hawes is paddling the ball to his advantage. Doyle chimes back in. Tries to break a tackle. Darryl Luck says you tried to break too much. And a free kick will go to the Bulldogs. So an opportunity for him to score here. The kick goes inboard. Diving for it. Couldn't get it. That was Munns. Now they're going to get out of danger here, the Magpies, because Mac Walsh has run straight into a ferocious tackle by Cooper Daniel. And how he didn't get a free kick, I don't know.
Gee.
Never ever going to argue with Darryl on that, but that looked like he tried to break through and was tackled well and truly plumb. Should have been a free kick to the Bulldogs.
He got sold an absolute hospital ball
He
then
was.
by Fryer, and I reckon that's probably what Darryl thought. He just didn't have any chance.
Almost doesn't matter though, does it, Ash?
Nah,
if
not
you caught
really.
holding the ball, you caught holding the ball. The kick now goes inboard, but the Magpies are up to the challenge, and through the agency of superstar Doyle, they're out of trouble, Ash.
Yeah, beautifully done as they kick it to Ranger. That's wonderful. On the outside is Evans at half forward if they see him, but they haven't seen him. So they go long, and there's a player on his own if he can mark it. He couldn't get that. It was great. Turning it back there was Gibbons. Nicely hand passed across. They're a half back here, the Dogs. Need to be clean. That's a great kick. Pretty sure this is Smith. So Smith on the wing. Going to come central, is he, to Thomas? He doesn't. He goes long, looking for Munns. Over the back, nicely read. That's Vegas to Hooper 8. He's got a bit of time and space. Looks like they've dropped one at the back here, Chop. As Evans takes the mark, I thought. Play on, says the umpire. Back from Fryer. Out to McIntosh. Walsh bounces the ball, bypasses Thomas. Ends up with RC. He steadies. That's not a bad kick. And that hits, pretty sure that hits Main on the chest and goes forward. And that one's marked in the back line there. Pretty sure that is Gibbons, who's a really handy, really back-line player.
He's chiming in this quarter in particular, Gibbons, isn't he?
They need him at the moment as Gardner goes to the side. Mark taken out there. Widest possible area from where we are. Slow play here. They're looking at tempo football here. The Dogs to Munns. Munns looking to bring it inboard. Oh, Hawes, nearly. I think he's got it. That is brilliant. Riley Hawes came flying in. He had the pressure from in front, and he still managed to get it. Braden Evans, I don't think he knows what's going on there because Dad said he must have thought he had it himself.
Mate, he did not take his eyes off that the whole time, Hawes. What a gun.
Such a good footballer. Now he needs to finish. 18 minutes to go. 10 points to Div. Hawes from 50. Long ball, set, sail, bang! Riley Hawes. Wow, finished off a great mark with a brilliant kick from 50. And the margin is back down to single digits.
The Mustang. I don't know if that's 3 or 4 for him today, but that is superb. I'm getting the confirmation. 3 goals to the Mustang. What a mark. That was a ripper. That's a mark of the year contender for certain. Come off the kick of Munn. So 2 stars, 2 absolute superstars for the Warners Bay Bulldogs chiming in to try and scrape that lead back. They are now 4 points behind, 1 straight kick behind the home team, and this is shaping up to be some kind of finish for this game. Terrific work by the Magpies to keep it within their reach, and they're in front now. Troutman kicks one inboard for the Bulldogs. They get the clearance. Munns wheels around on the blue boot, sends it up high, but it's wide. It's out of bounds on the full. It touched clouds if they had some, but there's none. So not even a minor score on that occasion, but a great build-up for something there. And I want to point something out. One of the things that I love about Nathan Doyle is, for the Magpies, is he's one of those old-school footballers who still pulls his socks all the way up, and I love it. It's a dying trend. Him and Braden Toss are about the only 2 out there I can see who do it. And hats off to him. keep that tradition alive, fellas. As Gardner gets a hand pass in for the Bulldogs. They've still got the ball in their control. They've got an opportunity to get another score here. Hand pass out wide. It's in the hands now. That was Joel Smith. He kicks it wider again. It's back with Munns. He sends a bullet in towards his forward line there. Can't get hold of it as Daniel. They're paddling it out. But to the rescue comes Nathan Doyle. High socks and all. Kicks it out to the wing. This time that's I think that's McDonald who's got it. He's got an option in Cerniascus further afield. He's too far out to score, but he'll send a booming kick deep down into the forward line and let the forwards do the rest. There it is, surging kick. It's launched, it's long, it's a little wide of the mark from probably where he wanted it. Now the Magpies under pressure to try and get the ball out. That looked like an incorrect disposal to me. Umpire says nothing, but the Waters Bay Bulldogs get hold of the ball anyway. The kick marked by Gardner. He wheels around. Don't know if he was looking for Munns or looking for goals, but Munns has got it. He steps side back and forth. Now the ball's right on the goal line, but the Magpies stand tall, and the ball's sent out of danger. Only as far this time of Gibbons, who's going to send it straight back in for the Bulldogs. He had Hawes leading, presenting well, but it's come off hands and made its way to the boundary line, and that's an exciting piece of play. Last dance defence by the Magpies, keeping their lead in front. The Bulldogs are relentless. They want this. They can ill afford to drop it. 10 minutes have gone by. How is this one going to end up? Your guess is as good as mine. Stick around and watch. You'll find out. So we're back into play now. Bulldogs have got it. Hand pass out wide. Kick going towards goal now. Goes over the top and a timely fist on that. I think that was... I think it was... I don't know. I won't even have a guess. But I just saw a fist go up and it saved the day from what would have been a certain goal for the Bulldogs. It'll be brought back in. It'll be safe to guess probably... back Walsh, I would say.
Yeah, probably. A few updated scores. City 79, Entrance Batter Bay 11, Nelson Bay 50, Maitland 25, Terrigal 9, Cardiff 0 early. So they bring it back into play. This needs to be clean. Gray on the juggle in front of Gardner. They move this football through Akatosh Walsh. Delivery wasn't spot on, it needed to be. They need to get out of trouble here now, the Dogs. This is with Pavlu. That's a rush kick. Nicely gathered there. That was by Kendall. Hand pass across. It's getting a little untidy from both sides. The pressure telling who's going to handle it best. Ranger. Lovely little gather and hand pass to Gray. Another little worm-burning grubber kick. RC over the football. Could have been bumped high.
Yeah.
That was so clever by Nagalan RC because he saw the danger and put his head down. And he only needed to put it somewhere near the ball.
And it wasn't one of those ones where he was trying to get a free kick either. He literally went down to try and pick it up. So
that was really good.
A great effort.
Player over the back. Oh, that was Poltridge Carr nearly cleaned it up. MacDonald shifts it across the field there to Jurisic. Jurisic sees Gardner in space. Gee, I can't tell you how many times he's gotten into that type of space, Gardner, this afternoon. Does it with regularity. Another short ball. This is Jurisic again. He's going to start the run. Main looking a little sheepish there. He gets the kick and across. This is the long bomb. Inside, Munns over the back. Where are the Rovers? This is Hawes. Hawes bumps into his own teammate. They try to get it out of danger. Back to Hawes on a hand pass. Round the corner. Nice smother. They get it back to Riley and say, come on, birthday boy, get us a goal. Shoots it into the pocket. And Munns takes it. No, drops it in the pocket. Don't tell me the mark's been paid because he dead set dropped it. I think he's held it enough, though. Darryl Luck said he held enough of it.
Yeah, he looked like he did a full 360 commando roll before it slipped out of his hand. So I reckon...
Fair enough.
I think it says in the bylaws full commando roll is long enough.
Fair enough. The umpire was right there. I'm looking through the binoculars, so I'll give it to the umpire for sure. He's one of the best, so you never sort of knock that one. 3 points of margin. Zach Munn's in the pocket to kick this to lead the game again. Wow.
Oh.
He's taken it on the goal line. No, umpire says behind. And he stood there and tapped the chest.
Wow.
Gave himself the love that he sorely misses. And it's through for a point, 2 points of margin. They kick it out quickly. Kelly with the mark. Just over halfway in this first term, in this final term. Can Wyong hang on? This will be such a momentous victory on such an important day for the club. As I said, Long Jetty was the Long Jetty Country Women's Authority was the very first place that 4 men had held a meeting in September to establish a new AFL club in the region called the Lakes Football Club. Undergone a couple of name changes since, but now it's the Wyong Lakes AFL Football Club as McDonald shoots it across. Cerniauskas gets the kick down and it's intercepted there by Farrell.
2 points the margin. We've got a little over 10 minutes left to go in what could be a very famous victory for the Wyong Lakes Magpies if they hang on to this 2 points or even extend it. So they've got the kick out of the centre now. Strong telling mark. That's Coop Folks there. He's wheeled around, sent his right boot in. It's off target, but a 50-metre penalty's been found.
Wow.
Coop Folks could be a hero here today. He's a hero anyway here at Don Small. But if he won't get to kick the ball further afield, it'll be in the hands. Who's the player with it right now? We'll get a gauge on that in a minute.
No, it'll be Coop Folks that gets it.
It will be Coop Folks. How about that? He kicked the first 2 of the day, set the tone for the Magpies. And this one, you wait till you hear the crowd go berserk. You'd expect him to kick it from here, Coop Folks. He's a folks hero here, isn't he? at Don Small Oval. Just to add a little bit of pressure to the Warners Bay Bulldogs into the last 10 minutes of the match. Coop Folks, expect the crowd to go ballistic. Straight through the middle. And there's excitement, albeit somewhat reserved. The job is not done yet. 10 minutes left to go, and they are a formidable opponent, the Warners Bay Bulldogs. They will not lie down. They can ill afford to drop this game, and they were not expecting to be in this position with 10 minutes left to go, I would imagine. So there will be some fight left.
There's not much else the coaches can do right now.
No.
With 8.5 minutes to go, 9.5 minutes to go. It's all about the players now. The coaches have put the plans in place.
It's in the hands of the Chargers out there.
The players out there now have to execute. 9.5 minutes remaining at the 50th anniversary celebration of the Wyong Lakes Football Club here at Don Small Oval. The Lakes lead it by 8. Tap down. Doyle couldn't handle it. Troutman, hand pass out. Nice work, Deverill. Deverill round the body. Munns couldn't get there. Takes and cleans up his own work. Short ball. That's beautiful. And he hits Hawes. I'm pretty sure it's Riley Hawes straight on the chest. And he's got 3 this afternoon on his 21st birthday. And he's looking to get his 4th to bring back the margin of 2. It's definitely not over yet, and it's definitely not done. So many chapters to be rewritten. Hawes, that looks like a miss off the screen. He's missed it to the right. Jeez, I tell you, that's one he generally would normally kick. Pressure's on both sides.
8 goals, 18, gentlemen. Bad kicking is bad football, don't they say?
That's exactly right. It couldn't be a truer statement as Kubica sends it wide. Needs to be accurate. Doyle got beaten by Gardner. Round the corner, Farrell got in front. Munns couldn't get the mark. Play on, says the ump. McIntosh Walsh needs to get round it. No, Kubica couldn't get it. Ball's come out. Here's a snap for the goal, and it's hit the post. And he's down on the deck, clutching his knee.
Is that Riley Hawes?
Pretty sure it's Hawes. He's devistated. I don't know if it's
just a
cramp.
cramp.
Could be cramp.
Yeah.
It's a cramp, and the Magpie player there does not want to help him out. Nor would I if this is the same situation. So they need to be very careful here. The Magpies, short kick inboard, dangerous, but it's been marked by RC, I believe. He's got hold of it. Long kick, so he gets it outside of the forward 50 for the Bulldogs. They got it at ground level. Quick hand pass over the top. Didn't go to anyone in particular. Got it back again. That was great work in the end by Evans. The kick towards half forward now for the Magpies. They've got a shot here. That's Kelly. He's tackled, brought to ground. Thomas shrugs a tackle, gets it out into the advantage of his runners midfield. The ball's in the middle of the ground now. Quick tackle. Ball's held up. We'll have a ball up. So a stoppage, and an important one indeed. 17, nearly 18 minutes gone. We're down under the last 7 minutes. Toss wins, does the Rovers work this time round. Gets his kick away. It's in the hands of Lachlan Ranger. He's got a chance to go close to sealing it. And he's done it. No. There was a Bronx cheer and then a relaxation in the crowd and then a cheer again. And I got caught up in the swell of it all.
Proverbial handy point, though. Makes it 7 points now.
Very handy.
Well, 2 straight kicks is what's needed now. Work to do for the Bulldogs. We've said it before. They can ill afford to drop this one. Thomas runs his measure, brings it in, long kick. That is a surging football to the middle of the ground. In the hands, that was Cooper Daniel. A series of hand passes. It's with Luke Roach. He lowers his eyes, and a leading Riley Hawes, who moments ago was on the ground with a cramp, just presents beautifully and takes a strong mark. This will be for his fourth. Could there be a birthday bag in the waiting for him? We'll wait and see. But on his 21st birthday, there's none more important goal for him to kick than this one. And he's put it aside. We're waiting for the umpire to give us a decision. It's a goal! That's 4 for the Bulldogs. Should have been able to tell by the silence from the Magpie group there. But the Bulldogs now, they claw themselves back to within 1 point as we enter the final 5 minutes. What a match, Ash Borg. This is edge-of-your-seat stuff.
Wow.
What a critical game.
This is a tremendous game of AFL Hunter Central Coast Black Diamond Cup footy. And you're seeing it live and exclusive on the scene. We tell you to stream it on the scene, and if you're not streaming it on the scene today, well, you're missing out on an absolute beauty. Both sides have gone hammer and tong. Wyong got out of the gates and led by 20 at quarter time. Warners Bay got back to 2 points at half time. Wyong had the lead at three-quarter time by 11, and it's now 1 point between both sides. Main in the middle, looking for a bit of muscle. They'll be looking for stoppage after stoppage here, Wyong, and trying to slow this game right down. Stoppages will do them. They just need to keep that footy. Nice work by Kenan Maloney. Up in the air, Ranger. He's had a brilliant game, Ranger. Beautiful grab. That's Thomas. Sebastian Variety. He's been handy. Switcher plays on. That's short. Toss might be able to get in here. That is a solid tackle. Umpire said too high, and fair enough. They got it out to Gardner, who went out to Thomas.
He's hurt, Gardner.
They've got the gravity of the situation in hand here, the Dogs. Well fisted there by Kubica. Gee, he's a real Trojan, isn't he?
Yeah.
Logan Kubica, he just keeps going and going. Doesn't matter what they throw at him.
Gardner coming to the interchange.
That is a big out. That's a big one if he stays off. He's been a pivotal player for Warners Bay.
Might be just a cork, hopefully, but critical time for him to come off the field.
Kenan Maloney, Deverell between two Magpies, gets it forward to half forward. Where's the players for both sides? Evans tries to get in there. Troutman to the outside. He can bang a big goal, Troutman. Goes long. This could level the scores. He kicks it and hits the behind post. Out of bounds on the full with 4 to go.
4 to go, Ash, and I don't know if I've got enough breath or the strength of heart to see it out if it stays like this. What a match indeed. 1 point the difference. The Wyong Lakes Magpies have been courageous. They've been inspirational in their home game 50th anniversary special. But the Bulldogs are rampaging in their season on the hinge, one might say. There's still a long way to go, but this is a crucial day. A crucial win for them in the grand scheme of their season, heading towards a finals berth. So, we are in a dangerous part of the ground for the Wyong Lakes Magpies. The ball, Doyle, it's in the safe hands of him. He gets a hurried kick away. No mark taken, but it's punched in the right direction. Peltridge Carr wheels around and continues with his epic game. He's found a target. It's Coop Folkes. He gets a chance to kick a goal. He puts it through in an unorthodox fashion, but it's through nonetheless. And the Wyong Lakes Magpies go back out to a 7-point lead. 3 minutes to go. I don't know if I can get through this game, Ash. Amazing.
Well, Terry White, chemist, if you've got any Telemaristol, I need it now.
Get the defibrillator
Blood pressure
out.
medication and monitor stuff needs to come out. Wouldn't it be ironic, ladies and gentlemen, if the president of the club kicks the goal that wins them the game?
Well, he's kicked 4,
He's
so
kicked
one
4
more.
of them.
One more is a bag.
He's had an unbelievable performance, and if anyone knows him and knows the week he's had, this has been stunning from Chris Coop Folkes. 7 points the margin. Here go the Dogs, Troutman. Down the ground, Munns. In there with Hawes. McIntosh, Walshaver ran it. Hawes goes over the top. Munns in the pocket. Tries to dribble it. And he's got it. Oh, it's another goal to Munzilla.
2 minutes to go. Munzilla kicks another one in an epic fashion. What a goal to finish it off. And they are not done yet. They don't even care about that goal. They want the ball straight back in the middle, Ash. And they've got literally a minute and a half to try and get in front.
That's an
We have
incredible
got
goal.
90 seconds left in this game, one would imagine, if the timekeeper's right on the buzzer. We have 1 point the difference. The home side, Wyong Lakes, surpassing all expectation on their 50th anniversary and hanging on to the narrowest of margins. 1 point. It'll be enough for 4 points as Doyle scoops the ball out of the sky with one hand. Hand pass out wide, but there's no Magpies at the end of it. It's Thomas. He quickly puts it on the boot. It's out of bounds on the full. The Bronx cheer goes up by the Wyong Lakes Magpies faithful. They are loving this. They are on the edge of their seat like the rest of us. We've got a stoppage here. The free kick going to RC. He's had a wonderful final quarter up high. There's a big pack just gelling. Going the way of the Warners Bay Bulldogs. They can't get clean possession. Kick, long, high. Hawes has 2 to beat. He can't do it. Kubika waiting in the wings behind, scoops it up and sends it high. 2 Bulldogs nearly destroy each other in the air, but the ball's heading towards the boundary line. It'll be a free kick, Ashborg. And it was touched just beforehand. It's a throw in.
I thought it was deliberate. He dead set punched it out.
23 seconds. Oh, call it in, Ash, if you like.
So 20 seconds to go. Can they hold on here? The Pies, they're going to get a free kick. No, the Dogs are getting it. They've got 15 seconds, the Dogs, to break the Hearts. And he's called them back. Oh, my gosh. I think the Magpies are going to hold on.
Yep.
There's 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Then 50 metres.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm going to...
You could not.
50 metres.
And I think the siren's gone.
Has the siren gone? Yeah,
Has
the siren's gone. Oh, wow.
You could not script this any better.
What a moment.
50th anniversary
Seb
celebration.
Thomas.
Sebastian Thomas. The siren's gone.
Wow.
Wyong lead by 1 point. Seb Thomas needs to kick this goal to win the game. A point makes it a draw. Thomas. It looks great off the boot.
It's a draw.
Can they keep it? They've kept it out. Wyong Lakes, hold on. And they win it on their 50th anniversary. Simon Smythe and all the boys at Wyong Lakes, I am sorry. I'm going to officially apologise. I tipped against you. And you boys have been sensational this afternoon. They were leading at 20 points at quarter time. Warners Bay came back and led it by 2 points at half time. At three-quarter time, Wyong got out to an 11-point lead. They huffed and they puffed the Dogs, but the Wyong Lakes boys didn't let them in, and they wouldn't let the house down. And I tell you what, they're going to celebrate tonight, Corey Hopper. They've won by a point.
Ashborg, that's one of the most courageous victories I can remember. Wyong Lakes back in Black Diamond Cup after a number of years competing well in the second grade division. They have struggled to stay competitive for the best part of the season, but believed in what they've got going on here. Finally get their first win in round 7 last week, and here come out in round 8 with premiership hopefuls and contenders here, the Warners Bay Bulldogs, and to hold on to that margin after blowing out to a 5-goal lead in the beginning. It would have been easy to see them say, well, we've done well here and not be able to hang on. But that was just clawing and hanging on for dear life, and they've done it.
Stunning.
And it is a stunning, well-deserved victory to the Wyong Lakes Magpies, one of the most famous in club's history, one would imagine. Heart goes out for the Warners Bay Bulldogs, who effectively kicked themselves out of the contest with 19 behinds, and I'm sure they will address that.
We're just going to wait here for Andy Baldwin to officially wave off the flags, and the flags are waved, and Wyong have officially won it by a point. 12 goals, 880. Warners Bay 10-19-79 on their 50th anniversary celebration. 2,150 days they had to wait for their first cup win, and now they got 2 in 7 days. Outstanding stuff from the Pies. The celebrations tonight are going to be rocking, and I know what my first words are going to be as MC tonight at their anniversary dinner. I'm sorry. What a performance. I just cannot quantify how impressive that was, boys. So much heart.
Well, it makes the victory all the more, I guess, enjoyable, doesn't it? That it's defied expectations, and what a wonderful way to finish too. free kick and then and a 50-metre penalty, and you wouldn't want it in the hands of anyone other than Seb Thomas. He's got a booming kick from there. I was surprised that the pressure was just a bit too much in the end, and it didn't even go through for a point because you would have expected it at very least that. But nonetheless, it paved the way for a wonderful victory for the Wyong Lakes Magpies. And may they celebrate in fine form tonight in their 50th anniversary.
It's going to be a huge evening.
How do you get an invite? Can you sneak me in the back door?
I'll tell you what, you can. You might have to speak for me. I haven't got much left. 4 goals to Carter Jones, 4 goals to the president, Chris Coop, folks, who has had a really
effectively
tough week.
The winning goal.
He kicked the winner. What an irony. He's kicked the
opener
first and the last.
and the winner.
Let's listen to the song of the Wyong Lakes Magpies as we close out the broadcast. Wyong Lakes by a point.
This has been a Scene Production Co-broadcast for the AFL Hunter Central Coast.